Chapter 2189. Yes, there's always someone better. Heaven Wasteland, the Celestial Realm, and the Nine-Domain World. These three supreme worlds are close to each other, so there are conflicts and wars. In the past, the races of the supreme worlds did not discover our existence. If they did, both the Heaven Wasteland domain and the Celestial Realm would be in great danger. Everyone wants to control the supreme worlds, Tranhung said. City Lord, please wait for a moment. Let me organize my thoughts. Night Sorrow stood up and paced back and forth in thought. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow realized that the existence of the ancient world was both an opportunity and a crisis for the races of the Celestial Realm. He also understood why Tranhung had asked him to protect the Nine-Domain World. Because the world was in chaos, the Celestial Realm might not be able to protect itself. Only when the Nine-Domain World was stable would the races of the Celestial Realm have space to live. Seeing Night Sorrow in thought, Tranhung understood that Night Sorrow had understood the importance of this matter. City Lord, Star Moon City is the gateway to the Nine-Domain World. I've already used Monarch Spirit Stones and Emperor Spirit Stones to strengthen the protective formation. It's now the third most important place in the Celestial Realm. Apart from the restrictions of the formation and the teleportation formation, Mo Tianji will also appear in Star Moon City if there's a war. This time, it's also because of her that Mo Zhantian did not attack Star Moon City, Night Sorrow said. Tranhung was surprised and asked about the meeting between Mo Zhantian and Mo Tianji. After knowing the result, Tranhung felt more at ease. It's not easy to treat her well. She changed her position in the past. She's one of us now. I understand. With the current situation, if we don't handle it well, the Celestial Realm will be filled with smoke. Night Sorrow sighed. Yes, we live in a chaotic world. There's nothing we can do about it. There are no outsiders. We can talk behind closed doors. The Nine-Domain World must be protected. As for the Celestial Realm, it will be a battlefield in the future. It will be a chaotic battlefield. For me, King Yawu, the Grand Elder, and you, the next era will be a battle. If one of us can pass the God-destroying tribulation, then we can stabilize the situation. If not, then the demon winged race will be in the Demon Imperial City. Tranhung smiled helplessly. The Primal Chaos Domain world has three major worlds. If there's war, some of the weaker races of the Celestial Realm can move there. However, there are some things that need to be said in advance. The Primal Chaos Realm can provide living space, but the main point is harmony. Night Sorrow said. He was the master of the Primal Chaos Domain world. He had to think about some things. He was responsible for the billions of holy spirits in the Primal Chaos Domain world. This is a way out. It's good to have a way out in a time of war. If they don't listen, then there's no need for them to exist. Desperate times call for desperate measures. There's another point. Your God-slaying team is a good seedling. You need to focus on nurturing them. If you need any support, the Council of Elders and the City Lord of the Celestial Realm's twin cities will fully support you. Tranhung nodded to Night Sorrow. He agreed with Night Sorrow's point of view. Night Sorrow nodded. Tranhung's thoughts and views were almost the same as his. There was almost no need for discussion. You still have to guard the Heavenly Desolation City. I'll let you know when there's news about the ancient world. Get ready for battle. None of it will be easy. Tranhung shook his head and left. After Tranhung left, Night Sorrow rubbed his face. He felt pressure but also excitement. He felt that the days ahead would be exciting. Still rubbing your face? What's wrong? Are you feeling pressure? Lin Piaomiao sat beside Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow smiled and helped Lin Piaomiao closer to him. I'm fine. How are you doing as the Grand Elder? Are things going well? Lin Piaomiao leaned her body on Yi Shang's shoulder. It went very smoothly. Other than the City Lord and the Grand Elder's support, there's also your young City Lord's husband behind them. The elders of the Council of Elders gave us face. It's not a matter of face. It's your ability. Haven't you been home recently? Xiao Ke and the others are cultivating well. Night Sorrow said as he reached out and smoothed out Lin Piaomiao's hair that was messed up by the wind. The children are doing well. There's nothing to worry about. After this difficult period is over, I'll give up my position as the Grand Elder and return to the Nine-Domain World to help my husband and children in the city in the sky. What do you think? Lin Piaomiao raised her head and looked at Night Sorrow. Patting Lin Piaomiao's shoulder, Night Sorrow nodded. He knew that his wives all wanted to live a stable life. It was just that they couldn't settle down now. Forever and ever free 9ZLZLOB, little Q said. With a thought, Night Sorrow carried Lin Piaomiao into the clear sky pagoda. His main body had been cultivating and hadn't been with his wife for a long time. After coming out of the clear sky pagoda, Night Sorrow once again gave the clear sky pagoda to his doppelganger. His main body went to the top of the clear sky pagoda to recover from his injuries. At the same time, he continued to cultivate. His doppelganger patrolled the clear sky pagoda. He also took a look at the clear sky pagoda team and the clear sky steel guards. Everything was progressing steadily. After thinking for a while, Night Sorrow's doppelganger entered the teleportation circle and arrived at the god's capital. He first went to the Humanitarian League's headquarters. The few elders of the Humanitarian League, Lin Piaomiao, Great Demon King, and Pu Luo, spent most of their time in the clear sky pagoda. After all, they were the upper echelons of the Council of Elders. They had to deal with matters. Ruisi and Yu Zhu stayed at the Humanitarian League's headquarters to seek leisure. Seeing Night Sorrow arrive, Yu Zhu poured a cup of tea for Night Sorrow. Young City Lord, shouldn't you be very busy now? Why are you running around? I'm just moving my mouth. There's nothing to be busy about. You guys are so free. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Don't talk about you guys. I'm not free, Jun Xuanji glanced at Night Sorrow. I know that our chief steward Jun is busy, so I came to take a look. The Humanitarian League belongs to everyone. If it was mine, I would have given it to you directly. I'm occupying the position and not doing anything, Night Sorrow said with a smile. He also spoke the truth. Night Sorrow didn't do much in the Humanitarian League, but he was the core of the organization. Apart from his wife, Lin Piaomiao, Pu Luo, and the Great Demon King were all willing to give Night Sorrow face. Jun Xuanji wasn't at that level. With Night Sorrow around, Jun Xuanji could mobilize the members of the 6 superpowers of the Humanitarian League. Without Night Sorrow, the situation was completely different. You think I'm willing to interfere? All right, I heard that you were injured. It's not serious, is it? Jun Xuanji asked Night Sorrow. I have a rotten life that can't be killed. It's not that easy for anyone to kill me, Night Sorrow smiled. Alliance Lord, you're wrong. There are billions of races in the celestial realm. No one's life is more precious than yours. How can the human emperor of the celestial realm's races have a rotten life? Yu Zhu rebutted Night Sorrow. That's true. When you're free, come to my residence in the heavenly desolate city. We can drink and chat. I'm going to see Martial Uncle now. He's injured, and I don't know how he's recovering. Night Sorrow stood up. He had come to see King Yawu to ask some questions. Chapter 2190. Why would I hide from you? Martial Uncle King Yawu is injured. I have to go and take a look, Night Sorrow explained. It's been so long and you haven't even come to the divine capital once, Jun Xuanji asked. Night Sorrow shook his head. My 9-domain clones can't leave the 9-domain world. My main body is cultivating on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge while my battle clone is in the desolate mountain. I don't have the time. Manager Jun, if there's anything, you can tell us. The Alliance Master is really busy right now, Ruisi explained on behalf of Night Sorrow. Zhu Jiuyun, who had been sitting beside Jun Xuanji, wanted to laugh. Ruisi's explanation was reasonable, but it was not the main point. Jun Xuanji could even solve the Humanitarian League's problem. Night Sorrow was not coming because she was unhappy about something else. Starter LR Jun Xuanji and Zhu Jiuyun knew the same thing, but they could not say it out loud. They could only accept Ruisi's attack. All right then. If you have anything, find Ruisi. If Ruisi can't solve it, then find me in the desolate mountain, Night Sorrow said and left. In fact, Night Sorrow had already forgotten about that incident. He did not want to mention it again. It would be difficult to get rid of it. Watching Yi Shang leave, Jun Xuanji knew that the previous incident had caused a rift between Yi Shang and her. He shouldn't have asked that question. If he hadn't asked, the matter would have slowly faded away, and Yi Shang's heart wouldn't have left a mark. Now that he mentioned it, Yi Shang could only avoid it. Night Sorrow saw King Yawu and Fan Tian in front of the grass hut at the peak of Yawu Mountain. Because of the huge gap, Fan Tian had been working hard recently and often came to cultivate with King Yawu. This time, he was also guarding King Yawu. Night Sorrow is here. Sit. King Yawu opened his eyes and invited Night Sorrow to sit. Martial uncle, how are you? Is the heavenly Tao flowers effect okay? Night Sorrow asked worriedly. King Yawu nodded. Don't worry. The effect is very good. After recovering for a while, the effects this time will disappear. Furthermore, there will be some benefits to the body. After hearing King Yawu's words, Night Sorrow felt relieved. He was worried that the battle this time would bring irreparable damage to King Yawu. If that happened, it would be difficult for him to pass the god-destroying tribulation. Of course, it was still difficult now. However, if there was an opportunity, he would fight for it. No one would give up. Then, King Yawu asked about the current arrangement of the heavenly desolate city. Night Sorrow explained it in detail. Everyone understood that the Demon Wings clan would not launch a second wave of attacks in a short period of time. The only one of the Demon Wings clan who could really fight head-on was Mo Yuqian, and the 100 clans of the Celestial Realm had several giants. The Demon Wings clan had no chance of winning. It's a pity that we can't break the Demon Imperial City and completely suppress the Demon Wings clan. King Yawu shook his head helplessly. That is the foundation of the Demon Wings clan. We can't solve it now. Night Sorrow nodded. The existence of the Demon Imperial City was a mountain that blocked the 100 clans of the Celestial Realm from expelling the Demon Wings clan. Countless ancestors of the 100 clans of the Celestial Realm sighed. Work hard. I'll give you time. Your chances are much higher than ours, King Yawu said. Then, Night Sorrow asked King Yawu about the ancient world. It seems that you know about the ancient world and the ancient inheritance. In the Celestial Realm, only Uncle Master, the City Master of the Heavenly Desolate City, and the Grand Elder know about it. I didn't tell anyone else because I didn't want to cause a commotion. Since you know about it, there's no harm in telling you. It's real. King Yawu nodded. After talking with King Yawu for a while, Night Sorrow returned to the Heavenly Desolate City. It was useless to know some things. What he needed was strength. Without strength, what was the point of knowing about the ancient world? Besides, the ancient inheritance was the most urgent thing for Tran Hung and King Yawu because they had reached a point where they couldn't improve. Night Sorrow had a lot of room for improvement, so he should focus on improving his realm. After returning to the Heavenly Desolate City, Night Sorrow's doppelganger went to the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. He took out the Haotian Godly Pagoda and started to cultivate the Sky Attraction chant. The Heavenly Desolate City was quiet, but the Demon Imperial City wasn't. After returning to the Demon Imperial City, Mo Zhantian took some healing pills and stabilized his injuries. Then, he called for Mo Lu, my lord. Mo Lu bowed and didn't dare to look at Mo Zhantian. He knew that Mo Zhantian didn't have a good start this time. Of the group of people who went, bring those who left behind their clones. Mo Zhantian instructed Mo Lu. This time, Mo Zhantian brought the elites of the Demon-Winged clan to battle. He planned to fight for a long time, so the young elites of the Demon-Winged clan went with their true bodies. Then, Mo Lu came with a few people, including Yin Xiaotian and Mo Yuqing. Mo Feiying also went to battle, but he didn't have a doppelganger. This time I did not succeed. The main reason is that I was targeted by someone. You guys need to hide in the Celestial Realm. Do it well. If possible, occupy a force first and steadily operate in the Celestial Realm. Also, the teleportation crystals are in your hands. As for when to deploy them, wait for my orders, Mo Zhantian said. Mo Zhantian felt that there was no need to arrange the teleportation array immediately. He needed to heal his injuries and couldn't fight in a short time. Even if he entered the Celestial Realm, it would be useless. Rest assured, my lord. The elites of the Demon-Winged clan bowed. Dark Feather, you will be fully responsible for the matters of the team. Those who don't listen to orders will be executed. The rest of you listen well. If I hear any of you disobeying orders, don't live and cooperate with me. Dark Feather, you will follow me and report the situation of the team at all times. Mo Zhantian issued a series of orders. Yin Xiaotian and the others bowed. Yin Xiaotian was very proud, but he also understood that he was an external force in the Demon-Winged clan. Mo Yuqing was not only strong, but also a direct descendant of the demon-winged clan. He was the descendant of Mo Zhantian's tribe. Mo Yuqing. Remember one thing. Be very cautious. Whether you guys are safe in the celestial realm or not is related to whether our demon-winged clan can enter the celestial realm, Mo Zhantian said to Mo Yuqing. Watching the elites of the demon-winged clan leave, Mo Zhantian shook his head. At that time, Night Sorrow, Mo Yuqing, Mo Feiying and Yin Xiaotian were cultivators of the same level, but now? Night Sorrow had already rushed into the intermediate Emperor Tribulation level, while Yin Xiaotian and the others were only at the second Emperor Tribulation level. The gap was getting bigger and bigger. At this time, in the depths of a mountain range in the celestial realm, Mo Yuqing was in a meeting with the 200 people of the demon-winged clan, conveying Mo Zhantian's orders. Captain Yuqing, what should we do now? Should we find a tribe that has no contact with the outside world and conquer it? Mo Feiying asked. After hearing Mo Yuqing's orders, Mo Feiying was a little unwilling, but he still obeyed. The fall of his avatar had affected his future achievements, and his status in the demon-winged clan was no longer as high as Mo Yuqing's. Chapter 2191. The members of the demon wing race were loyal to their race. After Mo Yuqing gave the order, more than a dozen demon wing race members stood out. Among you, if you have a doppelganger, leave your original body behind. If there's a problem, don't hesitate to self-destruct. Our team must not reveal our whereabouts. Our main sources of information are Tianhuang City, Night Sorrow, and the 9-domain world. Mo Yuqing looked at the elites of the demon wing race and said. After spreading out the spies, Mo Yuqing ordered the team to set up camp. She was now carrying out Mo Zhantian's plan of seeking stability. /update, new *% soonest A on Lai Shang's 9 Realms doppelganger had embedded Emperor Spirit Stones into the head of the Ice Dragon King, while its claws and tail were embedded with Emperor Spirit Stones. He had done the same for the profound Ice Unicorn Tiger King in Sky City. He had also replaced the core of the defensive formation with Emperor Spirit Stones, turning the Dragon Tiger formation into an Imperial Tribulation level formation. Mo Tianji's doppelganger was in the process of being nurtured. Her original body followed Night Sorrow and watched as Night Sorrow changed the formation. Having a strong foundation and being able to afford squandering, it feels different. Mo Tianji said emotionally after watching Night Sorrow change the formation. I have to squander. The sense of crisis is too strong. The celestial realm is now the target of many forces. They want to use the celestial realm as a springboard to attack the 9-domain world. It's difficult to defend the entire celestial realm. I can't do it either. However, I have to defend the 9-domain world. I'll kill whoever comes, Night Sorrow said. For you and for us, the 9-domain world is the foundation. We can't afford to lose it. Currently, the 9-domain world is a new world. It's developing into a supreme world. It's relatively far from the extraterrestrial worlds. As time passes, the extraterrestrial worlds will approach the 9-domain world. At that time, there will be danger. Mo Tianji said. I'm the realm lord of the 9 regions world. When some spatial worlds approach, I'll know in advance. If I can control them, then there's nothing to say. If I can't control them, then I'll deal with them as soon as possible. Night Sorrow said. For the sake of the billions of holy spirits in the 9 regions world, Night Sorrow was filled with killing intent. The Buddha's heart and the demon's heart. Maybe you are doing a great deed, said Mo Tianji. Perhaps. By the way, aren't you going to ask about the battle between my martial uncle and Mo Zhantian? Night Sorrow asked. It doesn't matter whether I ask or not. With you in the middle, Mo Zhantian will definitely be at a disadvantage. If I'm not wrong, he should have been seriously injured and then ran back to the Demon Imperial City. Mo Tianji looked at Night Sorrow and smiled. She knew that if Night Sorrow could say something like this, he had a kind attitude towards her. How can you be so accurate? Night Sorrow knew that Mo Tianji was smart, but he was still surprised that she could make such an accurate judgment. It's simple. Since King Yawu found Mo Zhantian, no matter what price he had to pay, he wouldn't give him a chance to cause trouble in the celestial realm. Besides, in terms of strength, Tran Heng and King Yawu are both slightly stronger than Mo Zhantian. When I saw him, he was already injured. Under the condition of being injured and being chased by King Yawu, he must have run away in the end. As for being killed, It's not that easy for a cultivator of the tribulation of the 9 emperors to die. Therefore, the final result was that he ran back to the demon imperial city in the celestial realm where the 100 races couldn't break through. This was also the inevitable result. Mo Tianji gave her detailed analysis. Just as you expected, he ran back to the demon imperial city, but he paid a price. He burned a large amount of his essence blood and performed the soul sacrifice in the end. Night Sorrow told Mo Tianji. He felt that there was no need to hide it from Mo Tianji. Burning his essence blood at this stage is equivalent to lowering the chances of him surviving the God-destroying tribulation. He didn't have much of a chance to begin with, and now his chances are even slimmer. In addition, the burning of the power of faith also caused him a great loss. It's equivalent to damaging his fate and destiny. This time, he really lost more than he gained. Mo Tianji shook her head. Night Sorrow and Mo Tianji drank tea and chatted about some details. It was your appearance that changed the situation. Now, the fate of the Demon Wings clan is gradually declining. Even if all of us die in an era, the descendants of the Demon Wings clan will still be inferior to the descendants of the 100 races in the celestial realm. Mo Tianji sighed. She had seen a lot and had her own analysis. Tianji, don't hate me. Some things are different. I'm not as bad as the Demon Wings clan thinks. Seeing Mo Tianji sigh, Night Sorrow also felt a little bad. I don't hate you. You're thinking too much. After meeting you, my fate has changed. My life now is much easier than before. You're sighing because you're a little emotional. Things will move in the opposite direction when they reach an extreme. The Demon Wings clan was too strong in the Heaven Wasteland domain, so now they're like the sun setting in the west. Mo Tianji looked at Night Sorrow and shook her head. After talking with Mo Tianji for a while, Night Sorrow went to cultivate. His 2 doppelgangers studied the lost arts at the same time, studying the void destruction slash. He wanted to deduce the beginning destruction slash, so he had to first successfully cultivate the infinite destruction slash, the space-time destruction slash, and the void destruction slash. Then he could fuse them. Now he was at the 3rd step. Night Sorrow went to cultivate, and Mo Tianji also entered the Origin Enlightened Treasure Pavilion. She was now nourishing her doppelgangers, and at the same time organizing what she had learned in the past. Once her doppelgangers finished nourishing and fused with their souls, she would work hard to pass the God-destroying tribulation. After entering the Origin Enlightened Treasure Pavilion, Mo Tianji's mood was not very calm. When Night Sorrow said not to hate him, Mo Tianji knew that Night Sorrow was a kind person and sincerely treated her as a friend. He did not want her to be unhappy and hold a grudge. To put it bluntly, he was actually coaxing her. She appreciated this kindness, and she also understood that it was rare to have a friend like Night Sorrow who was so considerate. All the forces in the celestial realm moved. They all sent their cultivators out to gain experience, and they all gave the order to search for the foreign races. Night Sorrow's original body and his 2 doppelgangers were working hard in cultivation. The improvement of the realm had to be done slowly, and he was pursuing the improvement of his battle strength. He wanted to cultivate the beginning destruction slash. Time slowly slipped away in this state. The cultivators in the heavenly desolate city could see Night Sorrow's figure cultivating every day, but they did not see him move. Night Sorrow cultivated the heaven attraction chant, and he no longer needed to get up. His soul power could draw the energy of heaven and earth into his body to study and analyze. In addition, Night Sorrow realized that he could not cultivate like this. His infinity attribute had reached a bottleneck, and he could not analyze anything. There was no need for useless efforts. Chapter 2192. The ancestor of the Demon Wing clan was the most outstanding cultivator in the history of the Demon Wing clan. His spirit sea was already at the God-Emperor realm. He had passed more than half of the God-destroying tribulation, and his spirit sea had completed its evolution. However, his body was still destroyed by the God-destroying tribulation in the end. Night Sorrow had only heard about the Demon Imperial City and the ancestor of the Demon Wing clan. He was quite curious. This time, he planned to take a look and even give it a try. He wanted to see if his 6 stars Emperor King's fire could break through the defense. As for the danger, Night Sorrow knew that there was. However, he felt that if someone wanted to kill him, they would have to take out the power of the 7 Emperors' tribulation. The 6 Emperors' tribulation was not enough. No one knew that Night Sorrow's clone had left the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. Knight Sorrow also did not want others to know. If the people around him knew, they would definitely not agree. In addition, he did not want others to worry. Knight Sorrow's speed was very fast. Even without the teleportation formation, he could reach the peak of the heavenly desolate mountain in just a day. In addition, the teleportation formation was not destroyed. When he reached the peak of the heavenly desolate mountain, Knight Sorrow found that his stronghold was still there. No one came to destroy it. This also let him know that the Demon Wing clan was very cautious. The heavenly desolate mountain was a dangerous area. They simply did not come. After resting in the heavenly desolate mountain for 2 days, Knight Sorrow set off. He had a very complete map of the heavenly desolate mountain in his hand. He had obtained it from the spoils of war on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge. The Demon Wing clan used to live in a world called the Heavenly Desolate Domain. Therefore, the area they occupied in the celestial realm was called the Heavenly Desolate Domain. The area was very large, about a quarter of the celestial realm's territory. After leaving the Heavenly Desolate Mountain, Knight Sorrow arrived at the city ruled by the Demon Wing clan. Looking at himself, Knight Sorrow's energy changed a bit and changed his body. It was very easy for Knight Sorrow to change the structure of his body. The flesh and blood in his body were like energy crystals. With a casual combination, he had the characteristics of the Demon Wing clan. Horns and wings appeared. Knight Sorrow also had a passageway token, and it was a rather high-grade one. The experts he had killed on the Nirvana Ocean Bridge were all experts of the Devil Wing race, so their status in the Devil Wing race wasn't low. Therefore, there wouldn't be any problem for him to pass through the Heaven Wasteland region. After entering the city, Knight Sorrow found that the social organization of the Demon Wing clan was different from that of the 100 races of the Celestial Realm. Although the degree of civilization was not low, the atmosphere of valiance was very strong. The men were all wearing loose pants, exposing their upper bodies. The women were also wearing revealing clothes. They were completely different from Mo Tianji in terms of aura and temperament. They were very ostentatious. There were many taverns in the city, but there was only one tea house. Knight Sorrow entered the tea house and ordered a pot of tea. He mainly wanted to hear what the Demon Winged race was saying. He wanted to find out more information. The tea houses of the Celestial Realm were very quiet. The customers would pay attention to the atmosphere and wouldn't disturb others. They were looking for a peaceful feeling when drinking tea. However, this wasn't the case on Heaven Wasteland. The people drinking tea were also very eloquent. After listening for a while, Knight Sorrow understood that these people were talking about the battle between the Demon Wing clan and the Celestial Realm. These people didn't know about Mo Zhantian's defeat. They were now loudly discussing the Demon Imperial City's order to not go to the Heaven Wasteland Mountain. A human brat has appeared in the Heavenly Desolate Mountain. He has caused our Devil Wings clan to suffer. Many elites of our Devil Wings clan have died in his hands. Mo Shouting of the Dark King tribe and Mo Yicheng of the Nether King tribe have also died in his hands. Apart from these two, many of our clansmen have also been killed by him. He is the greatest enemy of our Devil Wings clan, and also the stumbling block of our Devil Wings clan's conquest of the world. A man from the Devil Wings clan shouted. Then, a group of people cursed. Those curses were comparable to flogging a corpse. Knight Sorrow understood that it wasn't that the Demon Wing clan was afraid. It was that the higher-ups of the Demon Wing clan were worried that there would be an ambush in the Heaven Wasteland Mountain. Therefore, they didn't allow their clansmen to go before they cleaned up. After staying in the tea house for a while, Knight Sorrow left. The tea in the tea house didn't taste good. Knight Sorrow only took a sip. It was very bitter. The culture of the tea ceremony was still relatively low. After leaving the tea house, Knight Sorrow went to the transmission formation and headed for the big city. He didn't want to fight now, mainly because he didn't want to act rashly and alert the enemy. He came this time to see the Demon Imperial City, nothing else. In addition, Knight Sorrow also knew that these Demon Wing clan members were marginal members of the Demon Wing clan. They came to the Heaven Wasteland domain to develop. The real members of the Demon Wing clan were either in the Heaven Wasteland domain, in the Demon Imperial City, or around the Demon Imperial City. They wouldn't live in a small city. Whether these people were killed or not, the higher-ups of the Demon Wing clan didn't care. Mo Zhantian and Mo Yicheng also knew that the 100 clans of the Celestial Realm wouldn't easily attack the Heaven Wasteland domain. It wasn't that they couldn't take it, but that they couldn't defend it. In other words, After the 100 clans of the celestial realm occupied this area, it would be a burden that was difficult to defend. In a tavern in a big city, Knight Sorrow heard a few names. He really knew these people. They were Mo Feiying and Mo Yuqing. The two of them and another person called Mo Xiaofan were known as the three heroes. They were the most outstanding cultivators of the 8th era of reincarnation. Knight Sorrow didn't know about Mo Xiaofan, an elite of the Demon Wing clan, but Knight Sorrow was all too familiar with Mo Feiying. That guy's doppelganger and real body had fought together to trap him. In the end, it was Mo Zhantian who saved the real body. In addition, he also knew Mo Yuqing. He was the leader of the Demon Wing clan's Imperial Tribulation team. Hearing these names, Knight Sorrow just shook his head. Back then, these people were at the same level as him, but with his hard work, the gap between their realms and strength had widened. If they met again, he could easily kill them. While inquiring for information, Knight Sorrow slowly went deep into the core area of the Demon Wing clan. While stabilizing his injuries, Mo Zhantian pondered. He didn't expect Mo Tianji to still be alive in this world, let alone her attitude towards him. This meant that Mo Tianji had really given up on the Demon Wing clan. Mo Zhantian couldn't understand why Mo Tianji's will had changed. He was very clear about Mo Tianji's willpower. She wouldn't compromise unless she reached a certain level. He simply couldn't understand. Mo Zhantian felt that when there was time and opportunity, it was better to ask her face to face. After all, guesses weren't facts. Mo Zhantian also felt very powerless. Now he was alone. He couldn't withstand the war with the 100 races of the celestial realm. Whether it was Tran Hung or King Yawu, they both brought him great pressure. He was now healing his injuries while waiting for Mo Yuqian to come out of seclusion. Knight Sorrow advanced while inquiring for information. Along the way, Knight Sorrow learned more and more about the Demon Wing clan. After a month and a half, Knight Sorrow reached the core area of the Demon Wing clan and the area where the Demon Imperial City was located. From afar, Knight Sorrow saw the Demon Imperial City. It was an extremely terrifying skull, sitting on a great plain. It was almost impossible to see its entire face with a naked eye. The skull was wrapped in dense energy. Chapter 2193. The gigantic skull covered an area of who knew how many miles. In addition, the energy that flowed out of the 7 apertures of the skull also covered some areas. Not only in the Celestial Wasteland region, but in the entire Celestial Realm, the demonic Imperial City was the #1 fortress. The defense of the Celestial Wasteland City and the Holy Capital City in the Celestial Realm could not be compared to that of the demonic Imperial City. The ancestor of the demonic Winged clan had fallen, but it was a fact that he was born in the demonic Winged clan. He had a natural affinity and protection for the descendants of the demonic Winged clan. In the thousands of reincarnations of the demonic Winged clan, some experts had set up a formation. The formation and the skull were perfectly integrated, and it became the strongest fortress in the Celestial Realm. Looking at the demonic Imperial City, Knight Sorrow felt powerless. His cultivation of the tribulation of the 4 emperors meant that the energy in his body was very strong. But compared to the surging energy of the demonic Imperial City, it was just a drop in the ocean. This situation made Knight Sorrow fall into deep thought. For the attacking party, killing their way in and breaking the defense of the demonic Imperial City were two different things. The former Shura Empress Yi Tianxin had killed her way in, but the defense of the demonic Imperial City was still there. After she killed her way in, her strength was suppressed, and she could not do much. She had to retreat after exhausting herself. Moving his feet, Knight Sorrow walked towards the demonic Imperial City. Since he was here, he had to feel it. As he approached, Knight Sorrow felt that he was different from the other demonic Winged clan members. He was repelled. In other words, the energy released by the demonic Imperial City did not harm or repel the demonic Winged clan members, but it repelled him. This made Knight Sorrow understand that it was a problem with the origin of life. It was because his soul was different from the demonic Winged clan members that the energy of the demonic Imperial City targeted him. Unwilling to retreat like this, Knight Sorrow decided to try again. As for being exposed, Knight Sorrow was not afraid. He had already set up a transportation formation for escape. As long as he was discovered, he could throw out the newly refined advanced defense formation to block the attack and teleport away. As they got closer, Yi Shang felt the pressure increase. Of course, he had to bear the pressure. But as he did, the energy of the matrix in the magic imperial city changed. It increased the suppression on Yishang. Wave after wave of energy attacked Yishang. At this time, many cultivators of the Demon Wing clan had already realized that something was wrong, because such a situation would not occur normally. Spy! Some of the demonic winged clan members realized something was amiss. Yishang sighed in his heart. There was nothing he could do about it. The defense of the magic imperial city was too strong, and it was an automatic defense. Under such circumstances, it would be impossible for him not to be discovered. How dare you! At this time, Mo Yutian roared. He was in control of the demonic imperial city's array. Naturally, he would know when the energy of the array changed. There's nothing to be bold about. I'll come back here again. But remember, I won't leave so easily next time. After Yi Shang threw out the defensive array disk, he activated the teleportation array disk. The moment the teleportation began, Yi Shang took the defensive array disk away. An Emperor Tribulation Realm array disk was a treasure. Naturally, he couldn't leave it behind. Night Sorrow's figure disappeared. Mo Yutian went to where Night Sorrow was standing. He was interrupted in the middle of cultivation and had to come out. The defense of the demonic imperial city was greater than the sky for the demonic winged clan. Seeing Night Sorrow's figure leave, Mo Yutian's face turned pale. Night Sorrow had come to the demonic imperial city. This meant that the defense of the demonic winged clan was too lax. With one transportation formation, Night Sorrow was tens of thousands of miles away from the demonic imperial city and arrived at a safe area. Night Sorrow knew that if he wanted to break into the demonic imperial city, he had to at least be able to withstand the interference and attacks. Otherwise, he would be killed before he could do anything. It's that bastard. He's too troublesome. If there's a chance, I must kill him first. Mo Zhantian stopped healing and went to the gate of the demonic imperial city. Zhantian, what happened to you? Mo Yutian was shocked to see Mo Zhantian's weak aura and without the protection of the power of faith. He did not know how Mo Zhantian ended up like this. Let's go back and talk. This matter can't be explained in a few words. Mo Zhantian shook his head. He was also very angry at the mention of this matter. Back in the demonic imperial city's heaven battling pavilion, Mo Zhantian told everyone about the failure of his mission. He also mentioned Mo Tianji. Tianji has given up on our demonic winged clan? Mo Yutian, who was sitting down, stood up in shock when he heard about Mo Tianji. I don't know. She was very determined. Something must have happened that we don't know about. Mo Zhantian shook his head. Mo Yutian did not say anything. The two of them did not say anything to persuade Mo Tianji. They were both strong-willed people. Once they had decided on something, no one could persuade them. Right now, we don't have the ability to attack. We can only defend. You should accumulate more and prepare for the God-destroying tribulation. I don't stand a chance. If they can't survive the God-destroying tribulation, then our two clans will still be on the same starting line. After chatting for a while, Mo Yutian controlled his doppelganger to recuperate. Then, he went to work on the defense around the demonic imperial city. Night Sorrow's arrival was not scary. He was afraid that the giants of the celestial realm would come. If Tran Hung and King Yawu came, then there would be a hole in the defense of the demonic imperial city. Translator, Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. After leaving the demonic imperial city, Night Sorrow went to the peak of Mount Tianhuang. He went to the demonic imperial city. He did not understand anything, but he saw how powerful the demonic imperial city was. He knew that his current strength was far from enough. After thinking about it, Night Sorrow felt that it was meaningless to occupy the peak of Mount Tianhuang. In the words of Tran Hung and the others, as long as they could not take down the demonic imperial city, it would be useless to occupy the territory. After leaving the peak of Mount Tianhuang, Night Sorrow returned to the demonic imperial city. The devil-winged clan sought stability, and he also needed time to raise his cultivation base in a stable environment. After returning to the demonic imperial city, Night Sorrow checked the defense of the city again. After saying goodbye to his wives, he entered the demonic imperial space. The demonic imperial space had a time acceleration of 60 times. He could study the beginning of the slash of destruction as soon as possible. Mo Yuqing led a group of people to set up camp in the Mount Tianhuang. The spies sent out one after another brought back news, mainly about the Nine Domains world. The Nine Domains world was not a secret in the celestial realm, but the cultivators outside the Nine Domains world and the Chaos Domain could not enter. There was only one way to enter the Nine Domains world, and that was to get Knight Sorrow's permission. Scout and find the low-level cultivators of the Nine Domains world. If we can control one or two, then we can break into the Nine Domains world, Mo Yuqing said. Yin Xiaotian, Mo Feiying and the others did not speak. They supported Mo Yuqing's decision, because they knew that the demonic winged clan's attack on the celestial realm was not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was to occupy the new supreme world. Chapter 2194. Qing Lin and Qing Wan came out to train in their true bodies. Their doppelgangers were still in Xingyue City. The two of them arrived at Tianhuang City. Because they teleported directly from Night Moon Villa, the guards in Tianhuang City did not stop them. However, to confirm their identities, the commander personally sent them to Knight Sorrow's residence. Knight Sorrow was cultivating in seclusion. Qing Lin and Qing Wan did not see Knight Sorrow. As his sister-in-law, Lin Piaomiao, Dachura, and the others warmly welcomed Qing Lin and Qing Wan and invited them to stay. Elder Lin, you don't have to be so polite. We are embarrassed. Our father wants us to travel more and have a bright future. If we can't even enter the heavenly monarch realm, it's even more impossible to become an emperor, Qing Wan said. This mainly depends on fate and opportunity. When the opportunity comes, you can understand it. There are more opportunities in battle and travel, but you have to be careful, Lin Piaomiao said. Thank you, Elder Lin. We will be careful. Qing Wan nodded. Her personality had changed a lot. It was mainly because she was more knowledgeable. She knew that her level was low and there was a lot of room for her to work hard. That's fine. Don't be so polite. If you need to come, just come. The guards in Tianhuang City know you and will not stop you in the future, Lin Piaomiao said. Knew why, fastest you up B. 9 Qing Lin and Qing Wan cupped their hands to Lin Piaomiao, Dachura, and the others. Although they were Knight Sorrow's senior brother and senior sister, Lin Piaomiao and Dachura's status and cultivation were higher than theirs. They had to be respectful. Things change. The scene of Knight Sorrow fighting for our Qing Emperor's dynasty is still vivid in my mind. Now, he is a Tribulation 4 Emperor's cultivator and a top expert in the celestial realm. However, we are still stuck at rank 8. It's embarrassing. Qing Wan lamented. Qing Lin nodded. He didn't say much, mainly because he felt ashamed. Back then, he and Qing Wan had made things difficult for Knight Sorrow. Brother, don't think too much. Let's figure out where we are going first, Qing Wan said. She knew how Qing Lin felt because she felt the same way. If we're talking about opportunities, the Nine Domain world has the most at the moment. However, it's not suitable for us to go there. Junior Brother's children and disciples are all training in the celestial realm and are not fighting for opportunities in the Nine Domain world. We can't be too shameless. How about this? Let's go to the Ethereal Dynasty. No matter what, that area is part of Star Moon City's radiation zone, Qing Lin said. Qing Lin and Qing Wan teleported back to the Ethereal Empire. After exiting the teleportation formation, they entered a tea house first. They were going to train, so they had to have a plan. Royal Brother, the most famous place in the Ethereal Dynasty is the Twilight Tea House. However, we can't afford it. Let Junior Brother bring us there next time, Qing Wan said. The Twilight Tea House was not only the signature of the Ethereal Dynasty, but also the place where the tea culture of the celestial realm was displayed. Everyone who loved tea knew about the Twilight Tea House and was proud to be able to drink tea in the Twilight Tea House. However, the Twilight Tea House was not something most people could afford. The price was indeed high. These two came out of the Night Moon Villa and took the teleportation formation to the Sky Desolate City. Those who come out of the Night Moon Villa are basically from the Nine Domain world and are Knight Sorrow's friends. These two are at the 8th rank. We'll keep an eye on them and report to the captain now. A demon-winged clan spy said. It wasn't that the Ethereal Dynasty didn't have any 9th rank cultivators. The highest was the Emperor rank. The spies sent out by Dark Feather were either high-class Emperor rank or early-stage Emperor rank elites. They also deliberately hid their aura. In the absence of Lin Piaomiao and Night Sorrow, it was difficult for others to discover them. Hearing the spy's report, Dark Feather knew that this was an opportunity. However, the problem of the main body and the clone made her a little worried. Do all the cultivators of the celestial realm have a clone? Yin Xiaotian asked Dark Feather. Almost all the cultivators above the 8th rank have one. Perhaps their main body and clone are together. But what if they aren't together? If this problem can't be solved, we can only take it slow. We can even make friends first and slowly walk the emotional path. Dark Feather said after thinking for a moment. Making friends with them is simply a disgrace. Mo Feiying was very unhappy, but he didn't object because it was necessary for the overall situation. You guys keep an eye on them. Show your cultivation base a little lower. Even say that you have to do something for them at the cost of your life to win their friendship. In addition, inquire about the situation of their main body and clone. When there's an opportunity, we'll make a move. Dark Feather issued an order. She intended to work in many aspects. After making the arrangements, Dark Feather reported to Mo Zhantian, who was meditating in the Heaven Battling Building. Exhaling, Mo Zhantian opened his eyes. Very well arranged. The opportunity to infiltrate the Heaven Realm was not easy to come by. The opportunity to infiltrate the 9-domain world was even rarer. Let's do it this way. Remember to be extremely cautious. Sovereign Dark Feather bowed. Her plan had also been carefully considered. There is also a more important point. If you want to enter the 9-domain world, you have to deceive the 2 8th rank cultivators and enter in the form of a space treasure. Because your aura cannot be concealed from Night Sorrow, who is the domain lord. Only then will it be safe to enter the 9-domain world. Mo Zhantian reminded. He did not say it out loud. He was not only afraid that Night Sorrow would discover that the aura of the demon-winged clan was not right, but he was also worried about Mo Tianji. The moment Mo Tianji unsheathed her sword, Mo Zhantian already had a measure in his heart. He knew that Mo Tianji was no longer in the same team as him. Dark Feather nodded. She would arrange these things properly. She was already preparing some backup plans. How about the team? There are several people from other domains in your team. You have to pay attention to them. Whether they are allies or not, the demon-winged clan must take the initiative. No matter what we arrange, they have to obey. Not only now but also in the future. Mo Zhantian finished speaking and continued to meditate to heal. In the depths of the celestial realm, Dark Feather found another scheming and shrewd elite of the demon-winged clan. He was one of the 3 heroes of the demon-winged clan, Dark Feather Fan. She told him about Mo Zhantian's intention. Dark Feather Fan will naturally obey the arrangements of the divine ancestor. I will do whatever the captain arranges. Are you not going to tell Feiying about this? The gentle-looking Dark Feather Fan asked. He had a good relationship with Feiying, so he did not want Feiying to be isolated by Dark Feather Fan. Not for the time being. It's not that I don't trust him. We are all members of the demon-winged clan. There is no such thing as mutual respect. It's just that Feiying's character is irritable. There are some things that cannot be hidden. Chapter 2195. Dark Feather knew that everyone had a cautious side in their heart. Without gaining the absolute trust of Qinglin and Qingwan, it was impossible to enter the 9 domains world. If you want to put on a show, you have to go all the way. Some arrangements should be made. We have to choose a good target. If it's too big, it will be difficult for us to control with too few people. If it's too small, it will be difficult for a small tribe to produce a group of cultivators like us, Dark Feather said. Yes, we have to find a suitable target. We will first kill their young and strong men. Our team members will act as the young and strong men of the team. As for the elderly and children, each of us will control a part of them with our soul power. When necessary, we will put on a show in front of the 2 people, Dark Feather said. Captain is very thoughtful. The main thing is whether the first step of our spies goes smoothly. If it goes smoothly, then it will not be difficult to gain their trust, Dark Feather said. Dark Feather called over several spies of the Demon Wing clan, arranged a plan, and asked them to make the plan more clever. For example, if someone wanted to get closer to Qinglin and Qingwan, then someone would act as the opposite, act as the opponent and create a crisis with them. This way, the friendship would be upgraded faster. After the plan and requirements were arranged, Dark Feather gathered the team members together. Now she wanted to find a small tribe to develop. Qing Lin and Qing Wan began their journey of experience. Although the undercurrent was surging, the celestial realm seemed very stable. Night Sorrow's 3 bodies were all cultivating in the time acceleration. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years had passed. Perhaps 30 years was nothing in the eyes of the older generation, but for the younger generation, 30 years was very important. It may be the time from birth to the next generation. The members of the god-slaying squad gathered together again, but this time was different from before. Except for Night Sorrow, it was a gathering of everyone. Under the time acceleration of the 9 domains world's heaven sealing palace and the demonstration of the momentum of heaven and earth, the members of the god-slaying squad entered the Emperor realm one after another. Only a few people with poor aptitude were left. They temporarily gave up the charge and became guardians of the 9 domains world. Long Jin, apart from the time when our captain was in deep sleep, this is the longest time he has been in closed-door training, right? Liang Yu looked at Long Jin and asked.
Yes, I reckon that when he appears again, his strength will be very frightening.
Long Jin nodded. Everyone had improved a lot in the past 30 years. Long Jin himself had cultivated for 30 years in the Dragon Island's time acceleration. He was already a high-level great emperor and had a son, the Golden Dragon King's son. The Golden Dragon King was very happy. Sister-in-law, Brother Shirsan doesn't miss you? Is he not coming out of seclusion? Yimei looked at Sikong Chuyu and asked. Sikong Chuyu smiled and said, I think so. For the sake of long-term stability in the future, he has to work hard.
He knows the burden on his shoulders is heavy.
You haven't returned to the 9 domains world recently, right? The 9 domain world is extremely vast right now. It would take a long time for me to patrol the area with my men. Chen Chongwei said. She did not enter the Emperor realm, but she did not return to the profound sky world. She stayed in the 9 regions world and became a guardian. Chapter 1 on Section E / Second sister, it's been hard on you. Ho Jian and the others nodded at Chen Chongwei. They addressed her the same way as Night Sorrow and Chen Yu. In private, Night Sorrow addressed Chen Chongwei and Chen Chongwei as big sister and second sister. You don't have to be so polite. It's an undeniable fact that your aptitude is not enough. However, everyone's role is different. The other brothers and I will watch over the 9 domains world while you follow the captain to conquer the world. This is not bad. Chen Chongwei said with a smile. She was indeed very happy. Although she had not entered the Great Emperor realm, she had a group of rank 9 brothers and sisters.
Who would dare to look down on her?
Not entering the Great Emperor realm is only temporary. The fastest to produce great emperors is our god-slaying team.
Looking at the cultivators of other forces, which one of them hasn't cultivated for a long time?
Accumulate some foundation and in the future, you will naturally cross that threshold. So there's no need to rush. Datura said. Everyone drank and chatted. 30 years had passed in the real world, but it was not the same time in the time acceleration. Everyone was usually in seclusion or cultivating, so it was especially lively when they met. Night Sorrow's original body had been working hard to cultivate.
In the 30 years in the real world, he had cultivated for more than 1,000 years in the accelerated time.
His realm had improved a lot, but he had not reached the level of 1 level. After entering the mid-stage Tribulation Emperor realm, it was too difficult to increase 1 level. His 2 doppelgangers continued to deduce and perfect their unique techniques, but they had also reached a bottleneck. The bottleneck was the fusion of the primordial destruction / He had completed the fusion, but he felt that there were still some imperfections. He felt that there were still some flaws that needed to be perfected. King Yawu had come to Tianhuang City a few times.
He looked at the figure cultivating at the top of Tianhuang City and did not disturb him.
He naturally knew about Night Sorrow's progress.
Tran Hung had seen him a few times in the 30 years and had told him about some of the progress in the exploration of the ancient world.
As for the World Tree, the city lord of Tianhuang City could not do anything about it. In a private room of the Humanitarian League, Jun Xuanji and Zhu Jiuyun sat opposite each other and drank tea.
Jiuyun, congratulations.
Jun Xuanji cupped his hands at Zhu Jiuyun. He was congratulating Zhu Jiuyun for entering the 3-star Emperor realm. Thank you. I have been in seclusion for so many years, but you still haven't changed. Is there any progress? Zhu Jiuyun asked. No. You may not know, but Night Sorrow has never come out of seclusion. In the past 30 years, whether it was his original body or his doppelgangers, he has not seen anyone. Also, it's not appropriate for me to talk about those things with him. Back then, it happened when he lost his mind, so there are no impressions or memories in his soul. He does not have any feelings for me. When he sees me, it's the same as when he sees other people. Jun Xuanji shook his head. You don't have to think about this anymore. Feelings with a purpose are scheming. It really shouldn't be done. It will also make people feel disgusted. Zhu Jiuyun looked at Jun Xuanji and said. Jun Xuanji was taken aback for a moment. She had always been confused by the situation. Now that Zhu Jiuyun said this, she understood a lot. She also knew the reason why Night Sorrow was repulsed. Night Sorrow was repulsed by scheming. At this time, in a tribe in the desolate mountains, a wedding was being held. It was Qing Lin's wedding. He was marrying another member of their training team. 30 years ago, he and Qing Wan made several companions during their training. After going through many trials and hardships together, he fell in love with a woman in the team. Today was the day of their marriage. Yufan, how do you feel? At the top of a pavilion in the tribe, Mo Yufan looked at the wedding area and asked Mo Yufan. Chapter 2196. Once we take this step, we'll be closer to our goal. Mo Yufan nodded. Everyone knew that it was difficult to guard against a thief in the family. After becoming Qing Lin's wife, it would be too easy for the Demon Wing Clan spy to do something. That good-for-nothing guy took advantage of the women of our Demon Wing Clan. Hateful, but it doesn't matter. When there is a chance, I will cut him up and feed him to the dogs. Mo Yuqing cursed. Originally, Mo Yuqing, who was very feminist, did not intend to sacrifice the female members and planned to use the male members to attack Qing Wan. But after a long time, Qing Wan did not feel anything. Mo Yuqing did not know that Qing Wan would compare herself with Night Sorrow when she saw an outstanding man, so she did not feel anything. Mo Xiaolan and Qing Wan were very happy today. Qing Wan had changed her way of addressing her. Mo Xiaolan, who used to be called Big Sister, was now called Sister-in-law. Mo Xiaolan's original name was Mo Xiaonan. In order to hide the information, she changed her name to Mo Xiaolan. She was in the same training team as Qing Lin and received the order of Mo Yuqing. She took the initiative to cultivate a relationship with Qing Lin, and today there was a result. After worshipping heaven and earth, Mo Xiaolan glanced in the direction of Mo Yuqing. She knew that she was about to make a sacrifice for her clan. Sacrifice was her chastity that she valued very much. Mo Xiaolan originally looked down on Qing Lin, so even in the same team, she had delayed the wedding for more than 20 years. But now with Mo Yuqing's order, she must pay. In addition, she also knew that Mo Yuqing's plan was about to succeed. There was no such thing as guarding against a thief for 1,000 days. At the beginning, Qing Lin and Qing Wan were very cautious, but after several battles, when she pretended to protect Qing Lin and Qing Wan with her life, Qing Lin and Qing Wan no longer had any vigilance. Brother, congratulations. Qing Wan gave a cupped fist salute to Qing Lin. Qing Wan, you have to hurry up. It's good that we have so many brothers in our team. Qing Lin put his arm around his new wife's shoulder. He did not know that Mo Xiaolan could not wait to chop off his hand and all the parts of his body. Watching Qing Lin and Mo Xiaolan enter the bridal chamber, Mo Yuqing retracted his gaze. There is only success if there is effort. Today is the effort. In the future it will be our Demon Wing Clan's harvest. Captain. Mo Xiaolan's clone came to the side of Mo Yuqing and Mo Yufan. Follow the plan and please him. Remember, this temporary forbearance is worth it. It will give our Demon Wing Clan a piece of sky. No one will look down on you. If you dare to say a word of nonsense, I will definitely kill you. Dark Feather turned his head to look at Mo Xiaolan and said, Your subordinate understands. Mo Xiaolan lowered her head and left because Qing Lin was currently undressing her main body. Yufan, if the plan goes smoothly, what do you think? Dark Feather looked at Dark Feather and asked. In terms of strategy, the rest of us are far inferior to you. But I still have a little idea, that is, we can't put all our eggs in one basket. We have to leave some backup plans. Dark Yufan said. Mo Yuqing nodded. No matter what it is, it's best to think it over carefully. Just like the plan of Lord Divine Ancestor last time. If we had just let that trash carry the transmission crystal, the matter would not have been exposed. The original plan was still a bit rough. Dark Xiaofan did not say a word. He did not want to comment on these things. Looking at the silent Dark Feather opened his mouth. I intend to let Mo Xiaolan go to the 9-domain world and Chaos domain several times first. When everything goes smoothly, then we will consider entering together. Stability is the first priority. In the words of Lord Divine Ancestor, the opportunity to enter the 9-domain world is too rare. We can't afford to waste it. We must grasp it. Yes, stability is very important. In fact, look at things simply. Just treat it as if Mo Xiaolan is really married to Qing Lin. Husband and wife are real. Next, let nature take its course. When it's time to enter, let Mo Xiaolan use the excuse of worry and fear of being rejected as an excuse to enter and leave Star Moon City in Qing Lin's space treasure. As for meeting Qing Lin's family, it's also simple. Let Mo Xiaolan use the excuse of nervousness and not being mentally prepared, and everything will be over, Dark Xiaofan said. Okay, later you go and remind Mo Xiaolan. Dark Feather nodded to Dark Feather. She also thought highly of Dark Feather in her heart. Although Dark Feather did not speak much, she was very intelligent and was a very good assistant. Dark Feather also understood why Dark Feather almost did not express her opinion. In fact, she did not want to be suspected by her and did not want the team to be disharmonious. In terms of the control of the team, Dark Feather really was not worried. In terms of strength, she and Dark Feather were on par, but in terms of qualifications and background, she was much more solid. Tran Hung once again returned to Heavenly Wasteland City. He first found Huang Ling. How are the spiritual women's cultivation now? It's not good to have a low cultivation base. Look at W/original T version %. Chapter. On Section SP. In the past 30 years, they have all worked hard to improve their cultivation base. The one who has improved the fastest is my daughter, concubine Wuling. After awakening her bloodline, she has been cultivating in the ancestral land. Her cultivation base has improved in a straight line, and now she is close to the high-level Emperor Tribulation. The other one is Huang Jia, who was ranked second on the Heaven list last time. She is close to the intermediate Emperor Tribulation, and the others are all emperors, Huang Ling said. The Emperor Tribulation cultivation base is similar. Night's Sorrow has not come out? Tran Hung turned his head to look in the direction of Heavenly Wasteland Tower. Yes, the young city lord's temperament is really good.
In the time acceleration, he has been cultivating for more than 1,000 years. It is estimated that it will not be long before his cultivation base is promoted again.
Huang Ling admired and envied. She admired Night Sorrow's perseverance, and envied Night Sorrow's cultivation base in such a short period of time. Night Sorrow's cultivation base was already the same as hers, but his actual combat strength had far surpassed hers. The monstrous figure that was born when the two supreme worlds were alternating is not something we can compare to. He has clashed with the Demon Wing clans several times, which has put pressure on him, Tran Hung said. It is too hard for him to cultivate like this. Although it is the last era, 100 billion years is not a short time. City Lord, if you have time, you should persuade him, Huang Ling said. There is time, but it is still very urgent. We have to hurry up with the matters of the ancient world. When it rains, it pours. I am worried that the ancient world's cultivators will discover the location of the celestial realm because of the changes in the celestial realm's energy. That would be really troublesome. Tran Hung shook his head. The celestial realm was now changing from a supreme world to a sub-supreme world. The energy fluctuations produced were very large. This was also the reason why Tran Hung was worried. After integrating the beginning destruction / once again, Night Sorrow stopped deducing. He was sure that if he wanted to cultivate the beginning destruction / to perfection, there was an insurmountable bottleneck. It was useless to rely only on deduction without comprehension. It was just like the Wuxia attribute was stuck. No matter how much he deduced and analyzed the energy, he could not advance. What he needed was a flash of inspiration. However, Night Sorrow did not know when he would have this flash of inspiration. Chapter 2197. Now that the City Lord is back, you're willing to stop your cultivation? Huang Ling asked with a smile when she saw Night Sorrow arrive. I've reached a bottleneck in my cultivation. There's no point in continuing my research.
I was just about to return to my residence when I sensed the city lord's aura.
Night Sorrow shook his head and explained. Many cultivators are afraid of being stuck at a bottleneck. Actually, it's not a bad thing.
There's a saying that goes, when things reach an extreme, they move in the opposite direction.
Being stuck at a bottleneck is a problem, but after overcoming it, you'll improve greatly. Tran Hung said.
A wise man. Night Sorrow knew that this was a wise man.
He saw things differently from ordinary people. Thank you, City Lord, for your explanation. Lord Spirit King, how is my Aunt Fei now? Night Sorrow asked after sitting down. She's improving by leaps and bounds. She's the second golden phoenix in the history of our ice phoenix race. Her talent is unparalleled. She's about to reach the high-level Emperor Tribulation level after deliberately controlling her cultivation in order to stabilize her foundation. However, she's only gone through 4 of the 9 Emperor Tribulations of the Heavenly Tao. Suppressing the number of tribulations will reduce her cultivation speed, but the good thing is that her foundation is stable. Huang Ling explained Wu Lingfei's situation. That's good. Some things can't be rushed. Night Sorrow was relieved to know that Wu Lingfei was doing well. The demon-winged race hasn't done anything in the past 30 years. They're probably up to no good. Huang Ling said. It shouldn't be. Mo Zhantian and Mo Yutian are both in the demonic imperial city. If they don't come out to attack, the celestial realm's defense line will be stable. Night Sorrow said. The last time he went to the demonic imperial city, Mo Yutian appeared first. He also sensed Mo Zhantian's life aura when the teleportation started. How do you know they haven't come out? Huang Ling asked, puzzled. 30 years ago, I went to the demonic imperial city once to check on its defense. Later, Mo Zhantian and Mo Yutian appeared. I ran back and started my seclusion. Night Sorrow said. Hearing Night Sorrow's words, Huang Ling and Tran Hung's expressions changed. You're simply fooling around. How can you put yourself in danger? Your existence is a first-class threat to the demon-winged clan. As long as there is a chance, they will kill you at all costs. But you ran to their door by yourself. Tran Hung pointed at Night Sorrow angrily. So City Lord, please don't be angry. I've prepared a backup plan. If the situation turns bad, I'll run immediately. I won't give them a chance at all, Night Sorrow said embarrassedly. Night Sorrow, don't blame the City Lord for being angry. You are the human emperor of the 100 races of the celestial realm. You have 2 taboo attributes, and you are the realm lord of the supreme world. You are too important to our side. Nothing can happen to you, Huang Ling said to the embarrassed Night Sorrow. That's right. Anyone in the celestial realm can die in battle, but you can't. You are our hope. When you grow up, your chances of surviving the God-destroying tribulation are greater than anyone else's. This concerns the future of the 100 races of the celestial realm. You can't be careless. Let's not talk about some unavoidable battles. They are part of your growth experience. But you can't do anything reckless, Tran Hung said. Night Sorrow nodded. He knew that Tran Hung and Huang Ling were worried about him. They were doing this for his own good. Then Tran Hung told him about the World Tree. The World Tree was at the edge of an ancient world. That ancient world was also at the periphery of the ancient world group. So, many years had passed, and the World Tree had not been discovered. This matter had to be done quickly. It mainly depended on when the cultivators with high spirituality selected by Huang Ling could achieve something. Huang Ling gave 3 years. If the next few cultivators all worked hard, it would take 3 years. Then the time will be 3 years later. 3 years later we will fight. Tran Hung made the decision. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow left. He had just stopped cultivating and had not returned to his residence. In the time acceleration, he had not seen his family for 1,000 years. He missed them very much. In the residence, Night Sorrow only saw Lin Piaomiao. The rest of his family were in Night Moon Villa and Star Moon City. Night Sorrow and his family did not live much in Star Moon City. But the biggest residence in Star Moon City was the night residence. Usually, there were servants looking after it. Bringing Lin Piaomiao with him, he went to the god-slaying squad and called for Yang Lei, Qing Ji, and Sikong Chuyu. The The group went to the Night Moon Mountain Villa and brought Mandela to Star Moon City. In Star Moon City, Night Sorrow saw a few children and Xiao Gu. Zhang Yi was there too. K. Look at unspecified currency F regular edition D chapter #B$. After sitting down, Night Sorrow looked at his eldest daughter and asked, Qing Yan, are your senior brother and sister still in Nine Region City? Father, after you went into seclusion, senior brother and sister returned to Medicine Valley, Yi Qingyan said. Night Sorrow nodded. July was the peak lord of Taishan Peak. She was usually quite busy. Father, we all miss you. Yi Xiaolei hugged Night Sorrow's shoulder and said, You can really get tired of me. Yang Lei smiled. Yes, we really miss you. Not counting the time acceleration during cultivation, we haven't seen you in 30 years. Yi Xiaolei did not let go of Night Sorrow. Instead, she hugged him even tighter. It's my fault. I've only been focused on cultivation. I haven't guided or accompanied you in your cultivation for the past 30 years. Night Sorrow patted his daughter's shoulder and said. Yi Xiaolei and the others shook their heads. They all knew that their father was busy. They knew that it was not easy for him. We won't stay in Star Moon City. I haven't seen your grandfather and grandmother in a long time. I wonder how your Grandpa Gu is doing. Night Sorrow stood up and said. The group returned to Nine Regions World through the transportation array. During the journey, Sikong Chuyu told Night Sorrow that Grandpa Gu was doing well. He was now trying to break through to the mid-level King Realm. In 10,000 years, his chances of entering the King Realm were very high. After hearing Sikong Chuyu's words, Night Sorrow felt much more at ease. He had always been worried about Grandpa Gu. Yu Qing was overjoyed that her son had returned to Sky City. She immediately ordered a family banquet. Night Sorrow, his father, and Grandpa Gu went to the observation deck above the mansion to drink tea and chat. Son, there is no strongest cultivator, only stronger. The road ahead is endless. Don't tire yourself out. Yi Wuyo looked at Night Sorrow and said. His heart ached for his son. No matter how great his son's achievements were, he was still a child in his eyes. He still remembered the scene of Night Sorrow fighting against the various dynasties in Taiqing Domain when he was young. Father, don't worry. After some things are settled, I will return here and accompany you and Mother peacefully, Night Sorrow said. At this moment, Yi Qingyan brought some fruits over. Father, I heard that Martial Uncle Qing Emperor got married again when I went to visit him. Should we send a congratulatory gift? Married again? We need to prepare a congratulatory gift. Which faction does the girl belong to? Night Sorrow asked Yi Qingyan. Chapter 2198. You've never seen him before? Your martial uncle Qing Lin is quite capable. Although I haven't interacted much with him, I still have to prepare a gift. You can tell your mother what to give her. I really don't know, said Yi Shang. Okay, I'll tell my mother. I'll drink tea with father first. Yi Qingyan smiled and sat beside Night Sorrow. Father, Xiaokei just went to kill a big snake. I'll roast it later. Yi Xiaokei also came to the observation deck. Come sit beside Grandpa. Yi Wuyo waved his hand at his grandson. You idiot! Don't you know that father won't kill for no reason? Why are you showing off in front of father? Yi Qingyan glanced at Night Sorrow and said. She was worried that her father would be angry. She didn't want him to be unhappy at all. Night Sorrow shook his head. Cultivators have different thoughts at different times. It's right as long as it's suitable for the state of mind at that time. Take your father for example. When your father was young, I entered the Tao with the intention to fight. There was nothing that I couldn't fight, and my murderous nature was strong. At that time, this kind of mentality wasn't wrong. Later on, I achieved the body of merit and cultivated my virtue. Except for the necessary battles, I have always tried my best to reduce killing. I even gave up the hobby of hunting demonic beasts and eating roasted meat. Yi Qingyan and Yi Xiaokei didn't understand. Yi Wuyo was also very curious. Looking at the puzzled faces of the others, Night Sorrow expressed his feelings. He felt that the Tao was natural. Everything should go with the flow. If he deliberately pursued it, he would be at a disadvantage. As for killing, Night Sorrow's understanding was natural selection and survival of the fittest.
This was also the reason why all races had to work hard.
The Tao is natural? That's too vague.
Yi Xiaoke rubbed his head and said,
You don't have to think about it. As your father, it's fine as long as it's suitable for your current state of mind.
Knight Sorrow waved his hand and let Yi Xiaoke sit down.
Among his children, young Master Knight Sorrow was the most honest. His style of doing things was also carefree. When he fought, he had a fierce aura. Knight Sorrow felt that he was the most like him. On the other hand, Yi Yujun, Yi Xiaoluo, and Yi Lingxi were different. Yi Yujun was a very gentlemanly person. Back then, when he was despised for his proposal, he could still face it with a smile. Yi Xiaoluo had Xiao in her name, but her way of doing things was the most magnanimous. She had her own circle of friends in the celestial realm and had an extremely good reputation. On the other hand, Yi Lingxi was a bit of a loner. She did not interact much with others and always played by herself. I don't know about other things, but I do know about having a clear conscience. A man must be indomitable, and Xiaoke can do that.
Young Master Yi nodded.
Our Xiaoke is so generous. Let's go, the banquet is ready. If we don't call you, don't go down. Yu Qing had also arrived at the observation deck. She was extremely happy to hear Yi Xiaoke's words. The Yi family's banquet was extremely lively. The children knew that the elders were people who did not adhere to the customs, so they were very open. Some things should be said, and some things should be said, and some things should be laughed. Lingxi, don't be too antisocial. It's not that being antisocial is bad, but antisocial people are definitely less happy. If you have nothing to do, you should interact more with your brother and sister and make more friends. If there's anything, you can also tell father. You can totally treat father as a friend. Knight Sorrow said as he picked up some food for Yi Lingxi. Father, don't worry. Lingxi just feels that there are many times when my way of thinking is different from others. I have made friends before, but I want to train while they want to go fishing. We are not in the same world at all. After hearing Knight Sorrow's words, Yi Lingxi was very surprised and continued to explain. If you look at the problem from another angle, fishing is not a bad thing. It is also a training for one's temperament.
Knight Sorrow said with a smile.
Lingxi understands. I won't let father worry in the future.
Yi Lingxi stood up and bowed to Knight Sorrow.
Silly child. Your father just wants you to live a happier life. I'm not asking you for anything. She pulled her son to sit down and said with a smile.
Knight Sorrow looked at the children and nodded.
Father also doesn't know how to communicate with you. In fact, I just want you to live a happy life. I don't have any other requests. During the meal, the family ate happily and harmoniously. Knight Sorrow also had a rare moment of relaxation. After the family banquet, the family gave Knight Sorrow and his wives some space to be alone. Knight Sorrow did not go anywhere. He took his wife out on the boat and went to the lake. After getting married, Qing Lin's life was very comfortable. The only regret was that he felt that his wife was a bit introverted. He mentioned several times that he wanted to see his parents, but Mo Xiaolon refused. Mo Xiaolon felt that she would be nervous. While Qing Lin was deep in thought, Qing Wan arrived at his residence. The tribe they lived in now was called Mohu tribe. It used to be called Chiho tribe because there was an emperor in this tribe. Because his surname was Qi, he was called Chiho. After Mo Yuqing led his people to occupy and rule this tribe, he changed the name to Mohu tribe. Mo and Mo are identical sounds. As for the people in the tribe, they were all controlled. Those who could come in contact with Qing Lin and Qing Wan were all controlled by the soul force of the Demon Wing clan cultivators. Some of the marginal people were either elders or children. They were imprisoned and killed if they disobeyed. Therefore, they were all ordered to live a normal life. Because Qing Lin and Qing Wan were strong, Mo Yufan, who showed a higher cultivation than them, was the appointed patriarch. He arranged the position of tribe protector and had a separate residence for them. Brother, what are you thinking about? Qing Wan sat down and asked. Your sister-in-law is too reserved. She doesn't dare to meet father and mother. You know, I used to marry for the sake of the descendants. I don't have feelings for her. So now I hope that Xiaolon can get along well with our family. Qing Lin sighed. QD? Head. 0. That's it? Sister-in-law was born in Chiho tribe and doesn't communicate much with the outside world. So it's normal for her to feel some psychological pressure. She's also afraid that our parents will object and not like her. In fact, this also proves that she cares about you very much. Qing Wan said with a smile. She liked Mo Xiaolon more. In the experience, Mo Xiaolon had saved her life. Of course, only Mo Xiaolon and others knew the truth. She said that when she has time, she can secretly go to our chaos domain and familiarize herself with the local customs of our world. Maybe after understanding the chaos domain, she can slowly change her state of mind. Qing Lin said. In marriage, we have to accommodate each other. We can't only have one side as the core. You can arrange whatever sister-in-law likes. Qing Wan said. You're right. Maybe after understanding the chaos domain, her mentality can change. When we have time, I'll take her to the chaos domain. Qing Lin said. Chapter 2199. Qing Wan. I understand your thoughts. You can't compare everything. There is only one night's sorrow in the world. Qing Lin looked at his sister and said. I also understand what brother means. They are not bad, but I feel that there is a lack of feeling, or the aura and temperament are different. It's not that their temperament is not enough, I can't describe it. Qing Wan shook her head. Mo Yuqing, who was investigating all this, turned to look at Mo Yufan and Mo Feiying. A woman's intuition is very scary. Don't have any ideas about this Qing Wan. It's useless. You can't take her down at all. Mo Yuqing arranged two things, one on Qing Lin and the other on Qing Wan. Now she found that it was useless to have any ideas about Qing Wan. This was also a woman's straightforwardness. This bitch still looks down on us. If it wasn't because we have to endure, we would teach her a lesson now and then share her with our brothers. Mo Feiying scolded. He had an impulse when he saw Qing Wan, but Qing Wan did not give him a chance. Don't mess around, lest new problems arise. Now that the plan has entered an important stage, we must be careful. After Qing Lin and Qing Wan leave, except for the necessary members, the rest of the tribe will leave. We have to find another stronghold. Mo Yuqing said. Mo Yufan and Mo Feiying both nodded. They knew that Mo Yuqing had a backup plan. Even if Mo Xiaolon failed, the loss of the team would not be too great. Waving her hand, Mo Yuqing let Mo Feiying and Mo Feiqing make the arrangements. At the critical moment, she must be careful. After thinking for a moment, Mo Yuqing told Mo Xiaolon again. Mo Xiaolon withdrew from the state of cultivation and came to Qing Lin's side. Qing Lin, are you unhappy? How about this? Let's go to the chaos domain. After I familiarize myself with the situation, I will go with you to see your family. How about that? I'm still a little nervous. Okay, I'll listen to you. Qing Lin said while holding Mo Xiaolon's shoulder. Your father is guarding Xingyue City. I'll go into your space magic treasure. I'm afraid of seeing him. Your father has been ruling the Qing Emperor's dynasty. He must be very scary. Mo Xiaolon said while leaning on Qing Lin's shoulder. My father is very easygoing. However, if you don't want to meet him for the time being, then so be it. We'll set off tomorrow. Make some preparations and I'll bring you there, Qing Lin said with a smile. Mo Xiaolon was relieved. She was afraid that Qing Lin would not agree. If he agreed, then Dark Feather's plan would be half successful. Holding back her unwillingness, Mo Xiaolon kissed Qing Lin and went to prepare. You can't do that. Hurry up. What was Mo Xiaolon preparing? Naturally, it was to prepare the next plan. Since Qing Lin had trusted her, then she would report to Dark Feather and see how he would arrange it. In fact, Mo Yuqing was very excited. She already knew when Qing Lin agreed. Her cultivation base was high, and she could observe everything without Qing Lin noticing. Even when Qing Lin and Mo Xiaolon were together, Mo Yuqing could clearly investigate. Dark Feather gathered all the members of the team whose original body and doppelganger were present, and then selected 10 original bodies to enter Mo Xiaolon's space magic treasure. Mo Feiying, who did not have a doppelganger, was among them. After entering the 9 domains world, he wanted to stay and develop. Mo Feiying intended to improve his cultivation base in the 9 domains world. Taking the space magic treasure and symbolically bringing some wine from the tribe, Mo Xiaolon informed Qing Lin that they were ready to set off at any time. At this time, Qing Lin was bidding farewell to Qing Wan. Qing Wan wanted to go to Tianhuang City and Shindu City. Mo Yuqing, who had witnessed this scene, really did not want to let Qing Wan go, because she was a hostage. There was no reason for her to stay. Mo Yuqing could even understand why Qing Wan was in a hurry to leave. It was because she was disgusted with Mo Feiying. When Mo Feiying saw Qing Wan, he had an impulse. His eyes were like a beast in heat, extremely aggressive. Qing Wan, who had cultivated to the Lord of Heaven, was not a fool. She naturally understood the changes in Mo Feiying's body and mind, so she was particularly disgusted. Therefore, she felt that she still preferred the aura of Night Sorrow and the God-slaying team. It could be said that there was a difference in human nature. After sending Qing Wan away, Qing Lin and Mo Xiaolon set off. He did not know what this trip represented. Dark Feiqing did not follow, because the defense near Xingyue City was too tight. If she followed, it would be easy for her to ruin things. Qing Lin was not in a hurry. He took Mo Xiaolon on a scenic tour, and at the same time constantly told Mo Xiaolon about the situation of the Chaos Domain. You mean the Chaos Domain used to be a group of 3 major worlds, and the 9 Domains world was a small world? In 1,000 years, the level of the 9 Domains world surpassed the 3 major worlds and became the core of the Chaos Domain? Mo Xiaolon asked. She knew a little, but was not very clear about the relationship between the 9 Domains world and the Chaos Domain. Yes, the 9 Domains world is the core of the Chaos Domain. The Realm Lord of the 9 Domains world, our junior brother Night Sorrow, is also the Domain Lord of the Chaos Domain. In addition, from the Celestial Realm to the Chaos Domain, one must first pass through the 9 Domains world, and then through the main transmission array of the 9 Domains world. Qing Lin said with a smile. Speaking of the Chaos Domain, the 9 Domains world and Night Sorrow, Qing Lin was full of pride. The 9 Domains world is good. When we were training, we heard about the 9 Domains world more than once, saying that it is a new supreme world. Let's go and have a look. Mo Xiaolon said with a smile. Okay, I'll listen to you. Qing Lin nodded. Hearing Qing Lin's words, Mo Xiaolon was very excited, because this represented that the opportunity had come. Dark Feiqing was also very excited after hearing Mo Xiaolon's report. She left a few members of the Demon Wing clan to clean up the Chiho tribe, and led her subordinates to move. To them, the Chiho tribe was just a cover for their identity in front of Qing Lin and Qing Wan. Now, it was not very useful. As for the future, when Qing Lin and Qing Wan asked about it, the answer was very simple. When they went out to train, the Chiho tribe was attacked. Except for the group of people who went out to train, the rest were killed. Along the way, Qing Lin and Mo Xiaolon talked and laughed, but Mo Xiaolon deliberately avoided the big cities. She was worried that the experts in the big cities would discover her aura. Heaven Monarch Qing Lin's cultivation was trash in her eyes, but she was afraid of high-level Emperor Tribulation and Emperor Tribulation cultivators. Then, she would sense their aura and it would be easy for problems to arise. She hid her cultivation just to scare Qing Lin and Qing Wan. As they got closer and closer to the Star Moon City, Mo Xiaolon felt inexplicably nervous. If she succeeded, then she would have done a great service to the Devil-Winged clan. She spoke to Qing Lin before entering Qing Lin's space-type artifact. In the 9 Regions world, Yi Shang had come out of seclusion. Just as he was about to go investigate, Mo Tianji also came out of seclusion. The two of them were drinking tea in Chen Chen's tea house. Yi Shang smiled and said that the Demon Wing clan's tea tasted terrible. Chapter 2200. Then shouldn't we be glad? If you like that kind of tea ceremony, we can sit together and you can drink yours and I'll drink mine. Night Sorrow said with a smile. Good things will always be accepted. It is a fact that the tea ceremony of the 100 races in the celestial realm is much more advanced than that of the demon winged race. I liked it after coming into contact with it. However, I can't tell the demon winged race how good the tea ceremony of the celestial realm is, right? Moreover, I didn't pay much attention to this kind of culture back then. After all, it is not a cultivation heritage. Besides, the demon-winged race has never been to the celestial realm and have never come into contact with the tea ceremony of the 100 races in the celestial realm. Mo Tianji pointed out the key issue. Night Sorrow nodded. After hearing Mo Tianji's words, Night Sorrow knew the key issue. The two chatted with tacit understanding. Mo Tianji didn't ask what Night Sorrow did in the demon winged race's territory, and Night Sorrow didn't ask about the situation in the demon imperial city. They respected each other and didn't want to make things difficult for each other. Tianji, let me tell you something else. Think about it. Do you know anything about the ancient world? If you are interested and can represent the 9-domain world, I can bring you along. Night Sorrow thought for a moment and said. Mo Tianji had sworn not to harm the celestial realm and the 9-domain world, so he wasn't worried. I know. But I don't know much about it. I only read about it in the history books. Do you have any information about the ancient world? Have you obtained any heritage? After hearing Night Sorrow's words, Mo Tianji was very interested. We have some information. As for the heritage, only Tran Heng has some. In 3 years, we will go to the ancient world. Night Sorrow said. You don't need to ask me about this. Other than the war with the demon winged race, I am a citizen of the 9-domain world. Moreover, even if there is a war between the demon winged race and the 9-domain world, I will be fighting for the 9-domain world. You know this. So, if there is a war, just call me. Mo Tianji explained her point of view. She was willing to fight for the 9-domain world. This was her opinion. She liked the people of the 9-domain world and the local customs. Awesome. I like your generosity. Night Sorrow poured Mo Tianji a cup of tea and told her about the world tree. After hearing about the ancient world and the world tree, Mo Tianji was shocked. Night Sorrow, the world tree is incredible. If you can bring it to the 9-domain world, the 9-domain world will develop even better. I'm afraid that's not possible. Even if we get the world tree, we need it to maintain the celestial realm's origin energy so that the celestial realm won't be destroyed. Night Sorrow shook his head. He wasn't a selfish person. Then you should also request that the world tree be placed in Star Moon City so that the two worlds can share it, said Mo Tianji. She was now considering everything for the 9 regions world. That's possible, but we need to solve the problem first. The world tree doesn't allow anyone to get close to it. We can only deal with Da and Ling, Night Sorrow said. The world tree is pure and holy by nature. She will approve of Da and Ling. Also spirituality. Only those with high spirituality and chastity can get close to it. Mo Tianji said something that Night Sorrow didn't understand. Who knows if the Ice Phoenix clan's women are chastity? I can't ask that. I'll talk to Ling Huang later. Night Sorrow was a bit conflicted. He had never met the people that Huang Ling had arranged. As for Wu Lingfei, he didn't know either. Before he met Wu Lingfei, she had already achieved a lot in the 9-domain world. She had lived there for hundreds of years. Night Sorrow didn't know if she had a romantic life in those hundreds of years. If they can't do it, I'll give it a try. My spirituality shouldn't be too bad either. Mo Tianji said with a smile. Night Sorrow looked up at Mo Tianji. What are you looking at? Who do you think I am? A woman like Jun Xuanji, who can't even walk or close her legs when she sees a man. I used to be the holy ancestor of the demon-winged clan. Naturally, I have to respect myself. Mo Tianji couldn't stand being stared at by Night Sorrow, even though she had the mentality of someone who could dominate the world. At the same time, she also attacked Jun Xuanji. The moment Jun Xuanji unsealed his soul, Jun Xuanji's memories were connected to hers. Naturally, she knew that Jun Xuanji had drugged Night Sorrow. Don't get too excited, Night Sorrow said with a smile. I'm not excited. It's just that your eyes just now. Mo Tianji shook her head. I'm very impressed. 9 eras is too long. It's very rare to be able to protect your body and heart under such complicated circumstances, Night Sorrow said. Hearing Night Sorrow's words, Mo Tianji smiled. Without women, you probably wouldn't have been able to survive an era. Night Sorrow didn't mind Mo Tianji's joke at all. Then, the two returned to the main topic. Mo Tianji told Night Sorrow what she knew about the ancient world so that he could learn more about it. While the two were talking, Qing Lin brought Mo Xiaolan's spatial treasure to Xingyue City to visit his father. His mother, Misty Rain, was in the world of reincarnation. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Qing Lin explained to the Qing Emperor why Mo Xiaolan didn't come to visit him. Make the arrangements. I don't mind, But your mother is someone who values these things, the Qing Emperor said. Qing Lin understands. I will settle these things as soon as possible. Now, I plan to take a walk in the nine-domain world and then return to the Qing Emperor's dynasty to visit my mother, Qing Lin said with a bow. Under the Azure Emperor's request, the way the Azure Emperor and his family addressed each other was changed. They no longer addressed each other as father and mother. Because the Night Moon Empire was so powerful, even the Yi family did not have such a form. The Azure Emperor felt that he had been a frog in a well before, and it was not good to use those titles anymore. Now, only Qing Lin and Qing Luan still addressed each other that way. All right, go ahead. The Qing Emperor nodded. His children had their own lives, so he didn't restrict them. Qing Lin took the teleportation formation to the nine-domain world. Just as he was thinking about returning to the nine-domain world or visiting his mother in the world of reincarnation, a woman in a white dress and holding a long sword appeared in front of him. This woman was none other than Mo Tianji, who was drinking tea with Night Sorrow. I am Qing Lin from the Qing Emperor's dynasty. I am Night Sorrow's senior brother. Qing Lin reported his identity when he was stopped. Mo Tianji didn't say anything. She just frowned at Qing Lin. At this moment, Night Sorrow also arrived. Senior brother, I heard that you got married. I haven't received my gift yet. There's no need to be so courteous between us. I'll go pay my respects to my mother first. I'll come back later to drink with you. Qing Lin smiled. He knew from Yi Shang's attitude that fellow disciples were not estranged from each other. All right, I will follow your arrangements. I will stay in the nine-domain world for a while, Night Sorrow said. After Qing Lin took a few steps forward, he was stopped by Mo Tianji again. Chapter 2201. Tianji. He is my senior brother. How could I be wrong? Night Sorrow smiled. I know he is your senior brother, but there is something wrong with him. I didn't understand earlier, but when I heard that he was married, I understood. His body has the unique aura of a Demon Wing Clan woman, which means he married a Demon Wing Clan woman. Mo Tianji's aura exploded and enveloped Qing Lin's surroundings. She also used her energy to cover all of Qing Lin's spatial treasures. When Qing Lin walked out of the teleportation array, Mo Tianji felt something was wrong, but she couldn't figure it out. After listening to Night Sorrow and Qing Lin's conversation, Mo Tianji understood that Qing Lin's aura was because he often had sex with a Demon Wing Clan woman. Senior brother, what is going on? Night Sorrow looked at Qing Lin and asked. He knew Mo Tianji wouldn't be wrong. I don't know. Qing Lin's heart shook. I don't care what relationship you have with the Demon Wing Clan, but if you want to enter the nine-domain world, then I have to check your spatial treasures. Night Sorrow, this is what I promised you. You have to protect the nine-domain world. Mo Tianji looked at Night Sorrow. Senior brother, are there any other life forms in your spatial treasure? Night Sorrow knew the severity of the situation. Yes, but listen to me. Your sister-in-law is afraid that we will reject her primitive tribe, so I used my spatial treasure to bring her here to familiarize herself with our world. Junior brother, don't make things difficult for her. Qing Lin explained. Sigh. Monarch Yun, go to Xingyue City and ask my master to come over. Night Sorrow sighed helplessly. Actually, he didn't need to check. Night Sorrow already knew that Mo Tianji was right. Junior brother, don't inform father. I will ask your sister-in-law to come out and verify it. Qing Lin anxiously stopped Yun Tianlong from entering the teleportation array. Senior brother, I am not making things difficult for you. Can you and sister-in-law cooperate? We cannot lose the nine-domain world and the primal chaos realm. Night Sorrow looked at Qing Lin and said. Qing Lin nodded. He understood that Night Sorrow had no intention of making things difficult for him. Intercepting him was not arranged by Night Sorrow. Qing Lin's soul power revolved and sent Mo Xiaolan out of the spatial treasure. Before Mo Xiaolan could see what was going on, Mo Tianji grabbed her with her left hand and pulled her to the ground. Do you know me? Ah! Venerable ancestor. Mo Xiaolan was shocked to see Mo Tianji. She didn't know what was going on. She knew Mo Tianji, but she didn't know why Mo Tianji was here. Mo Zhantian still didn't listen to me. I've said it before. He can do whatever he wants in the celestial realm, but he can't have any ideas about the 9 domains world. Why? Why must you challenge my bottom line? Must we meet on the battlefield? Mo Tianji sighed.
Divine Ancestor, I don't understand.
Mo Xiaolon looked around. She really didn't understand what was going on. Mo Tianji's words also confused her. This is your true body. You still have a clone. Send a message back to Mo Zhantian. Tell him to stop having any ideas about the 9 domains world. As for your people, don't go back. Treat it as a warning to Mo Zhantian, and let him know that the boundary between us exists. Mo Tianji shook her arm and knocked Mo Xiaolon unconscious. She then looked at Night Sorrow and Qing Lin. How could Qing Lin not understand? His wife of 30 years, who had been whispering sweet nothings to each other just a moment ago, was actually from the Demon Wing clan and had been using him. Mo Tianji took Mo Xiaolon's storage ring and spatial treasure with her left hand. Then, with a burst of energy, she destroyed everything. She didn't want to see who was inside the spatial treasure. She just wanted to tell the Demon Wing clan not to come again. If they did, she would kill them. Night Sorrow. Interrogation is useless. The members of the Demon Wing clan are all elites. They won't give you a chance to investigate. Mo Tianji looked at Night Sorrow and said, Senior brother, you married a woman with 7 Emperor Tribulation cultivation. Didn't you think there would be a problem? Night Sorrow smiled bitterly. He knew that this was a big blow to Qing Lin. Qing Wan and I have been training with them for 30 years. I didn't expect it to be a trap. They were using us. Qing Lin said bitterly. Senior brother, this woman is your wife. What do you plan to do with her? Besides, she still has a clone. The most important thing now is Qing Wan's safety. Night Sorrow said. Qing Wan is fine. I sent her away first. She wants to go to the desolate Heaven City and the Divine Capital City. She didn't want to stay in the tribe. This woman. I have something to ask her. Can I? Qing Lin looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Night Sorrow nodded at Mo Tianji. Mo Tianji's arm shook and woke Mo Xiaolon up. After waking up, Mo Xiaolon looked at Mo Tianji with eyes full of disbelief. Mo Tianji was a figure of faith in the Demon Wing clan. 30 years ago, I told Mo Zhantian that I had nothing to do with the Demon Wing clan. I wanted to live in the 9-domain world and the Demon Wing clan shouldn't disturb me. But you still came. Whether you live or die is your fate. Mo Tianji said. It's not shameful for my plan to be exposed in front of you. Mo Xiaolon now understood that Mo Tianji was no longer the divine ancestor she knew. Xiaolon, you've been using me, right? Qing Lin's voice trembled. That's right. Who do you think you are? Every time I'm with you, I'm like a dead person. I've blocked my own feelings. You're just a piece of trash. Do you understand? Mo Xiaolon looked at Qing Lin with eyes full of disdain. Qing Lin was used by the enemy and almost made a big mistake. Please punish me. I won't complain. After confirming some things, Qing Lin knelt on one knee before Night Sorrow to accept his punishment. Senior brother, get up first. You made an unintentional mistake. They planned for 30 years and used 30 years to plot against you. It would be hard for anyone to guard against them. Nothing major has happened yet. King Yun, please take my senior brother to rest first. Yi Shang said to Yun Tianlong, who had been standing to the side. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Qing Lin and Yun Tianlong left. When Mo Xiaolon said those words, Qing Lin knew that the past 30 years were fake. Everything was over. Don't expect to get anything from me. Don't expect to get any information from that piece of trash. Our team is already prepared for failure. Mo Xiaolon smiled. I don't expect to get anything. I'm not afraid of your attack. Since that's the case, there's no need to keep you alive. Night Sorrow turned and entered the Sky Ceiling Palace. His battle doppelganger rushed to the teleportation array. He wanted to find Qing Wan. He was worried about her safety. As for Mo Xiaolon, he didn't need to care about her. Chapter 2202. You're a traitor of the Demon Wing clan. Mo Xiaolon shouted as she watched Mo Tianji leave. Mo Tianji turned around and swung her arm, slapping Mo Xiaolon across the face. You think you have the right to judge me? Who do you think you are? Without me, the Demon Wing Clan had no other living space apart from the Demon Imperial City. Do you think you can still jump around today? It's true that I'm no longer in the Demon Wing Clan, but as long as the Demon Wing Clan doesn't touch my bottom line, I won't harm the Demon Wing Clan. So you better swallow the word, traitor. Tai Shu Yen didn't give Mo Xiaolon a chance to speak and dragged her away. Mo Xiaolon was sealed by Mo Tianji, so she couldn't do anything. When Yi Shang saw Qing Luan in the divine capital, he let out a sigh of relief. He was afraid that something would happen to Qing Luan. If that happened, he would have to hold back. After finding Qing Luan, Night Sorrow brought Qing Luan back to the Star Moon City. The two of them went to see the Qing Emperor. Night Sorrow told the Qing Emperor and Qing Luan about what happened in the Nine Regions world. He wasn't complaining about Qing Lin. He wanted the Qing Emperor and Qing Luan to know the truth so that he could persuade Qing Lin. Night Sorrow knew that Qing Lin had suffered a big blow this time. It could be seen from Qing Lin's tolerance of Mo Xiaolon. Using 30 years to plan one thing. They also put in a lot of effort. This loss is not undeserved. The Qing Emperor sighed. No wonder I felt that their auras were strange. So they were from the Demon Wing Clan. Qing Luan said with some emotion. It's good that they were exposed early. We'll be prepared. If they really sneak into the Nine Regions world, we'll be in trouble. The Qing Emperor said. Night Sorrow nodded. He also understood that it was good that they were exposed early. If they weren't discovered, it would be difficult to deal with them when the Demon Wing Clan matured. After chatting for a while, the Qing Emperor and Qing Luan followed Night Sorrow to the Nine Regions world. They wanted to see Qing Lin. The Qing Emperor and Qing Luan went to find Qing Lin first. Night Sorrow went to the Origin Enlightened Treasure Tower. Heavenly Concubine, I want to see you. At this time, an energy appeared beside Night and pulled Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow didn't resist and entered the Origin Enlightened Tower. He wasn't worried. First, Mo Tianji swore an oath couldn't hurt him. Also, she couldn't hurt him. This was the Nine Regions world. He could control the sealed heaven palace. He could control the world. And seal. Origin Enlightened Treasure Pavilion was very extravagant. Women generally cared about the quality of life. Are you angry? Yi Shang smiled and sat across from Mo Tianji, sitting on the luxurious soft chair. I'm a little angry. She actually called me a traitor? There's something wrong with your head. Mo Tianji's face was frosty. She was really angry. And Night Sorrow said with a smile. Knowing is one thing. I can control my emotions, but it will affect my mood. How can I be happy? Mo Tianji shook her head. Yi Shang glanced at Mo Tianji's Origin Enlightened Treasure Pagoda and took out a Dragon Eye Night Pearl he had obtained from the broken body of an ice dragon in the Ice Dragon realm. If you put this in your space, it will be much brighter. Although it's ordinary, your intention is good. You know how to coax people. My mood is much better. Mo Tianji said. Heavenly Concubine, I owe you a big favor. I will remember this. Night Sorrow looked at Mo Tianji seriously. Forget about the favor. You want me to be the guardian of the Nine Regions world. I have to do my duty, right? Also, when I need help, I'm sure you can help me. You're willing to tell me about the ancient world and bring me along. This proves everything. The coldness on Mo Tianji's face lessened because her heart was warm. Yes, we are friends. When something good happens, I will think of you. When I need help, I will also think of you. Night Sorrow nodded. Mo Tianji glanced at Night Sorrow and said, then it's settled. Now, I have really fallen out with the Devil Wing Clan. You should feel more at ease. Why should I feel more at ease? I was worried that you would feel sad. That's why I came to see you. Night Sorrow looked at Mo Tianji with a bit of disdain. He helplessly revealed his true intentions. Mo Tianji didn't have any knot in her heart. The two of them talked about the aftermath of this matter. Mo Tianji was the one who brought it up. Mo Tianji felt that it wasn't realistic to find the Devil Wing Clan immediately. The Devil Wing Clan must have a backup plan. They probably ran away and hid. Night Sorrow also expressed his worries. He was worried that the Devil Wing Clan would set up a teleportation array in the celestial realm. the Devil Wing clan would rush over endlessly. Heaven Huang and the Celestial Realm are separated by the Nirvana Ocean. The distance is huge. If there isn't a support point, it won't be possible to teleport. Unless Mo Zhantian can find a support point for the teleportation array. However, this is very difficult. The possibility of finding a support point in the Nirvana Ocean is extremely low. Mo Tianji said. Reincarnation Island can be a support point in the Nirvana Ocean. However, with the Grand Elder guarding it, I don't know about other places. Night Sorrow said. Since they made this plan, they must have a plan. As for what it is, it's hard to tell. Mo Tianji said. Since they were already opposing each other, she didn't have any psychological burden. Later, I'll go to the Celestial Realm to make arrangements. Since we know, we'll have to deal with it. Night Sorrow nodded. Based on the current situation, they should be planning for the long term. After all, Mo Zhantian is severely injured. Mo Yutian needs to increase his cultivation. He won't be able to fight. Mo Tianji said after thinking for a while. After chatting with Mo Tianji for a while, Night Sorrow saw that she was in a good mood. He went to the biggest inn in the 9-region city to find Qing Emperor and his family. Qing Lin was dispirited. As a cultivator, he had a strong will. However, this incident had a huge impact on him. Seeing Night Sorrow arrive, Qing Emperor and the others invited Night Sorrow to take a seat. Night Sorrow, my brother and I didn't think this through. We almost caused a disaster. We don't have the ability to bear the responsibility. However, we can bear the responsibility. We will accept the punishment. Qing Wan said. Now isn't the time to find out who is responsible. It's nothing. Night Sorrow said. First VF release, Junior Brother, don't say that. If Lord Protector hadn't discovered it in time, the consequences would have been severe. I will accept any punishment without any complaints. As the Domain Lord, you have to deal with this matter no matter what. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to manage others in the future. Qing Lin raised his head and sighed. Chapter 2203. It's your first mistake, and it's an unintentional one. Senior brother Qing Lin and senior sister Qing Wan will cooperate with the Tianhuang city's people to clean up the mess. Then, go to the Heaven Sealing Palace and reflect on your mistakes for 100 years. Night Sorrow made his decision after thinking for a while. Yes. Qing Lin accepts the punishment. Qing Lin cupped his hands towards Night Sorrow. He knew that this was a very light punishment. Junior brother, I'm fine? Qing Wan looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Night Sorrow smiled. Senior sister didn't do anything wrong. This time, senior brother was wrong for hiding from the guards of the teleportation array and bringing people into the 9-domain world without permission. You didn't do anything wrong in other places either. Who could resist being cheated? Who would want to be cheated? I'm still waiting to be punished. It's better if you don't. Qing Wan said. At the same time, her thoughts drifted. At this moment, she understood that this was the difference between Night Sorrow and the Demon-Winged clan. Night Sorrow's smile was as warm as the spring breeze. It was as if no difficulties were a problem. Master, I'm sorry. Night Sorrow said to Qing Emperor. Qing Emperor patted Night Sorrow's shoulder. Why are you saying this to me? You didn't do anything wrong. Even if you don't deal with it, I will. If that happens, I won't be able to explain myself for 100 years. After saying goodbye to Qing Emperor, Night Sorrow took Qing Lin and Qing Wan to the Tianhuang city through the teleportation array. Then, he called for a meeting of elders. Night Sorrow called for a meeting of elders for the first time. Almost all of the elders in the Tianhuang city came. Standing up, Night Sorrow cupped his hands towards the elders who came. Then, he told them about this incident and asked them to discuss how to deal with the aftermath. It seems that Mo Zhantian left some hidden bombs behind last time. Now that the bombs have exploded ahead of time, we naturally can't let them lie there peacefully. Next, I will order the God Castle to put up a reward. Let's not talk about whether we can dig them out, but at least we can't let them live peacefully. Lin Piaomiao said. I will bring people to that tribe to see if we can find any clues. Emperor Tang stood up and accepted the order. Zhai Xing Elder, cooperate with Emperor Tang and bring some diviners there. Even if they have a treasure to prevent divination, they won't be together. If we catch them we can kill them. Night Sorrow Elder Zhai Xing said to Zhai Xing Elder. Zhai Xing Sect Elder also accepted the order. Night Sorrow pondered for a moment before saying, "Also, send 2 troops of the Heaven Wasteland Army to scout around the Nirvana Ocean and see if there's anything amiss. The rest of the Heaven Wasteland Army will directly cross the Nirvana Ocean Bridge and set up camp near the Nirvana Ocean Bridge to see if there's any place that the demon winged race can use to set up a teleportation formation. Pu Luo will be the commander. Great Demon King, you and Qing Wan will follow me later." After Night Sorrow gave the order, everyone went to carry it out. Night Sorrow asked Qing Lin to follow Emperor Tang to investigate the Chiho tribe and look for clues. He brought the Great Demon King and Qing Luan to the First Army's encampment and gathered the members of the First Army and the God-slaying team. "It's time for you guys to take action. The Demon Wing clan has appeared in our celestial realm. We must hunt them down. Great Demon King, you lead the team," Night Sorrow said to Great Demon King, Long Jin, and Tianyu. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. At this time, in the Demon Imperial City, Mo Yuqing and Mo Zhantian explained the situation. Mo Xiaolan's original body was destroyed, but her doppelganger was by her side. So Mo Yuqing was fully aware of the situation. One wrong step led to many wrong steps. I didn't expect the heavenly concubine to shed all pretense of cordiality with us. Mo Zhantian was very annoyed because the plan that was about to succeed had failed again. Yuqing didn't expect that she would be able to detect Mo Xiaolan's aura from Qing Lin. Mo Yuqing was also very regretful. If she had expected this, she would have arranged for Qing Lin and Mo Xiaolan to follow Qing Luan. Although it would be troublesome, there would still be a chance. Now there was no chance at all. This is fate. How is your team hiding? Although you have a treasure that can prevent divination, you still have to be careful. Wait for a little while and destroy the 10 original bodies. Only by sending out the clansmen of the doppelganger to stir up the water will the rest of you be truly safe and can proceed to the next step of development, Mo Zhantian said. Mo Zhantian said. He knew that he couldn't blame anyone for this failure. Relatively speaking, Mo Yuqing's plan was very thorough. He didn't mention Mo Tianji's matter because he didn't want to cause panic, but there was still a problem. Yuqing will arrange it well. Please rest assured. Divine Ancestor. In addition, Mo Feiying's original body followed Mo Xiaolan and the others into the 9 domains world and has already fallen. Mo Yuqing said. She could not say anything about the others, but Mo Feiying was a key figure in the Demon Wing clan. He was from the Immortal tribe and was a descendant of Mo Yutian. It's nothing. I will tell Lord Yutian about this matter. Mo Yutian shook his head at Mo Yuqing. He did not want this matter to become pressure for Mo Yuqing. Mo Yuqing did not say anything else. Her doppelganger was still handling things. The cultivators of the celestial realm began to move. Everyone knew that the Demon Wing clan had sneaked into the celestial realm. Now, they had to work hard to dig them out. Night Sorrow rushed towards the heavenly desolate mountain. He did not want to bring anyone with him, but Lin Piaomiao was worried. In addition, Datura, who was staying in the mansion, also followed. The 3 of them carefully investigated the area of the heavenly desolate mountain. The 3 of them found that other than demonic beasts, there were no cultivators of the Demon Wing clan. Sister Shenner, it seems like the Demon Wing clan is planting a long line. There is no trace of movement, Night Sorrow said. Lin Piaomiao nodded. We can only dig out their spies from the celestial realm. There is no other way. In order to ensure the safety of the Heaven Wasteland Army at the border of the Nirvana Ocean, Night Sorrow and his 2 wives stayed in the stronghold of the Heavenly Desolate Mountain for a month. A month later, Night Sorrow brought his 2 wives to the command tent of the Heaven Wasteland Army at the bridge of the Nirvana Ocean. Alliance Head, we have searched for a month and did not find anything. We also did not see any members of the Demon Wing clan. We do not know what they are up to. Pu Luo said. They are planting a long line. I am worried that they have already set up the transfer array. Who knows when the Demon Wing clan would appear in the hinterland of the celestial realm? That would be troublesome. Night Sorrow said. Actually, it is not that troublesome. They only have 2 big shots now. So what if they enter the celestial realm? Won't they still be chased? They can't afford to fight us head-on. We are not afraid. Pu Luo said. That is true. Other than the Demon Imperial City, the Demon Wing clan cannot afford to fight us. Knight Sorrow heard Pu Luo's words and felt much more relaxed. Chapter 2204. Knight Sorrow found that his idea had always been to defend. Defense was necessary, but a head-on battle was not impossible. If the Demon-Winged clan dared to enter the Celestial Realm, then he could cut off the Demon-Winged clan's retreat. Since we can't find anything, let's retreat. If they dare to come, then we dare to fight. Apart from the Demon Imperial City's defense, they are not strong enough to fight a head-on battle, Knight Sorrow said to Pu Luo and Lin Piaomiao. Then Knight Sorrow left first. The Celestial Realm would be a battlefield in the future, and he had the awareness and plan to fight. However, Knight Sorrow would never let the flames of war spread easily in the 9 Domains world. Some problems should be solved if possible. Knight Sorrow returned to Star Moon City, and asked the clones of Qinglin and Qingwan about the situation of their two teams. Then Knight Sorrow learned that the Chiho tribe had been completely destroyed. When Qinglin and Emperor Tang arrived, there was not a single person left alive in the Chiho tribe. According to the divination of the divination master brought by Elder Zhai Xing, Emperor Tang and his men chased down and killed 2 members of the Demon-Winged clan who were alone. According to Qinglin, the Demon-Winged clan should have sent a large number of people this time, and not just a few. Then continue to kill. It's not something to be anxious about. Knight Sorrow was open-minded. If there were troublemakers, then kill them slowly. The Demon-Winged clan did not have the ability to subvert the Celestial Realm at present. Knight Sorrow withdrew the large group of people from Heaven Wasteland, but the elimination of the Demon-Winged clan within the Celestial Realm continued. Several Supreme Elders and Emperor Tribulation Elders of the Council of Elders followed the team to ensure the safety of the team. Mo Yuqing brought the majority of the team into a cave in a mountain using a space treasure, so that they could avoid some divination. Even if they were divined, the surroundings were dark mountain walls, and there was no reference to determine the location, so they could not be found. From today onwards, without new orders, don't move, Mo Yuqing said. Dark Feather said. She knew very well that now that their plan had been exposed, the movements of the Heavenly Concubine 100 races must be very big, and they would even capture them at all costs. Knight Sorrow took the teleportation formation to Shindu City after the troops had returned to Shindu City. This time, he did not go to the Humanitarian League headquarters. Instead, he went directly to Yawu Mountain. He wanted to see King Yawu and exchange ideas with him. Fan Tian was not in the Yawu Mountain, and the only one who could cultivate in the Yawu Mountain for a long period of time was Knight Sorrow. King Yawu, who was meditating, opened his eyes and nodded at Knight Sorrow. Have a seat. Is there something troubling you? King Yawu gestured for Knight Sorrow to sit down. He knew that Tran Hung and the Grand Elder were not in Tianhuang City. Knight Sorrow was in charge of everything. Knight Sorrow shook his head and told him about what had happened recently. He also talked about his views on the future situation. You're right to change your thinking. We can't dig a dead end. Since we can't dig them out, then let's not dig them out. If you want to fight, we'll accompany you at any time. We can't take down the Demon Imperial City, but we're not afraid of them attacking. Last time, Mo Zhantian burned the power of faith. What will he burn next time? King Yawu smiled. It's good that Martial Uncle thinks there's no problem. The Celestial Realm is so big. It's too difficult to dig out hidden spies. I don't have a choice. Knight Sorrow explained the root cause of his change of thinking. Let nature take its course. There's no need to make a big fuss. In addition, it's a good thing that Mo Tianji is willing to sincerely contribute to the 9 Domain world. With her helping you guard the 9 Domain world, it's unrealistic for anyone to break in. King Yawu was also happy because Knight Sorrow had a great helper. Knight Sorrow and King Yawu drank a pot of tea and exchanged views on the general situation. King Yawu told Knight Sorrow not to worry. Even if the Demon Wing clan entered the Celestial Realm, they would not dare to show off. They were weaker than the 100 races of the Celestial Realm. If they really fought, they would be at a disadvantage. Besides, with the 9 Domain world and the Realm of Chaos as their backing, the 100 races of the Celestial Realm were not afraid to fight. After receiving King Yawu's affirmation, Knight Sorrow felt a lot more relaxed. He knew his thinking was right, but he still needed others to support him. After chatting for a while, Night Sorrow left 2 jars of wine for King Yawu and was about to leave. Don't worry and do it boldly. Whether it's Martial Uncle, the City Lord of Heavenly Baron or the Grand Elder, they all support you. No one else will oppose your decision. If there's anything, just tell Martial Uncle. This is Martial Uncle's soul crystal. Leave yours too, King Yawu said to Night Sorrow. Night Sorrow took King Yawu's soul crystal and left his own before leaving Yawu Mountain. Seeing Night Sorrow leave, King Yawu nodded with satisfaction. He knew that Night Sorrow had a strong ability to control the situation. He could also convince the people, so he was not worried. He was not the only one who was not worried. Tran Hung and the Grand Elder were also not worried. That was why they left Heavenly Baron City and the Council of Elders to Night Sorrow. After leaving God's capital and arriving at Heavenly Baron City, Night Sorrow told Lin Piao, the Great Demon King, and the Grand Elders of the Council of Elders about his idea. It was a future strategy. The Golden Dragon King, Huang Ling, and the others were all supportive. The White Tiger Patriarch, whom Night Sorrow had never seen before, was also supportive. The White Tigers loved to fight and were never afraid of battles. I've never seen Patriarch Lin before. Thank you for your approval of this tactic, Yishang said to the White Tiger Patriarch Lin Yuanjun. Young City Lord, you're too polite. Although I've never talked to you before, I know what you're doing. I also want to thank you for taking care of Lin Chuan, Patriarch Lin Yuanjun, who looked majestic and had a strong body, said. Patriarch Lin, you're too kind. Lin Chuan and I are friends and brothers. We've grown up together and worked hard together, Night Sorrow said. Young City Lord, you're too polite. If there's a battle in the future, just let me know. I and the White Tigers have never been stingy in contributing to the celestial realm. We're never afraid of battles, Patriarch Lin Yuanjun said. Night Sorrow stood up and cupped his hands at Patriarch Lin Yuanjun. I can't represent too many people, but I still want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. If we work together, there's nothing we can't do. Young City Lord, you can now represent Heavenly Baron City, God's Martial City, and the Council of Elders. Don't be too humble, Huang Ling said with a smile. Night Sorrow is still young. I still need your support in some matters. Night Sorrow nodded at them. Night Sorrow, there's one more thing. The Heaven's Vault tribe is in a bit of a mess now. Should we let someone take over? Lin Piao looked at Night Sorrow and asked. Night Sorrow slapped his forehead. This is all my fault. The Heaven's Vault tribe's high priest is involved in my past karma. Besides, he's also notorious, so I arranged for someone to deal with him. I didn't expect the situation in the Heaven's Vault tribe's territory. Which force is the Heaven's Vault tribe closest to? Chapter 2205. 2 grudges, I guess. One is because of the inheritance of my cultivation technique, and the other is that he also had a conflict with me. Night Sorrow explained the dispute between him and the Heaven High Priest. The Heaven Vault tribe's development model is wrong. It's fine if they don't bully someone ruthless, but they're unlucky if they kick an iron plate. The young City Lord is that iron plate. Emperor Tang shook his head. He could only say that the Heaven Vault High Priest was unlucky. There was probably no iron plate harder than Night Sorrow in the celestial realm. The grudge between me and him is nothing, but I cultivated the cultivation technique of the Heaven Monarch from the chaotic realm, so I have to help resolve the grudge of his death. Otherwise, I'll always feel guilty, Night Sorrow said. The young City Lord's actions are understandable. If he didn't do it, he wouldn't have died. He asked for it. That territory is closer to the Ice Phoenix tribe. Does anyone want it? If no one wants it, the Ice Phoenix tribe will take it, Huang Ling said. Huang Ling spoke, but no one else said anything. What do you think, young City Lord? Huang Ling looked at Night Sorrow and asked. The Ice Phoenix tribe can take it, but I hope that the Ice Phoenix tribe can be more lenient to the people of the Heaven Vault tribe. Whether they live well is actually my karma, Night Sorrow looked at Huang Ling and said. After hearing Night Sorrow's words, Huang Ling promised that the Heaven Vault tribe would be governed by virtue. Wu Lingfei would arrange the specific matters. You know our daughter. You can rest assured now. The Heavenly Astral King said with a smile. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation, thank you, Spirit Emperor and Heavenly Astral King.
Night Sorrow cupped his hands at the two of them.
Night Sorrow chatted with the group for a while and then left. He didn't want to disturb old friends from catching up. Origin Lord, what do you think? The Golden Dragon King asked the White Tiger tribe leader, Lin Yuanjun. He has both ability and integrity, and he is decisive in killing. The 100 clans of the Celestial Realm need a human emperor like him. Lin Yuanjun had a very high opinion of Night Sorrow. As soon as Night Sorrow sat down, Aoi and Yanglei appeared. 13. Did something happen? Looking at Aoi and Yanglei, Night Sorrow was a little confused. He didn't understand what happened. After the Thunder Rumbling clan sent a letter of apology to the city in the sky, they declared war on the Medicine Valley. Not only the Thunder Rumbling clan, but the Yun dynasty of the Taiqing domain also took action. The flames of war are already burning in Danding City, Aoi said. Aoi had just finished explaining what happened when Yun Huang and Lei Bao arrived at Night Sorrow's residence.
Captain, I'm sorry.
Yun Huang and Lei Bao immediately bowed in front of Night Sorrow.
Lei Bao, what happened?
Night Sorrow saw that Lei Bao's face was a little sad. Lei Zheng's grandson and the little princess of the Yun dynasty were beaten up by the people of the Medicine Valley. Their foundation was destroyed. Lei Bao exhaled and said, Captain, the little princess of the Yun dynasty, Yun Li, is my cousin's granddaughter. Every time I go back to the clan, she takes me everywhere. Now, she's been bullied beyond recognition. Yun Huang clenched his fists so tightly that cracking sounds could be heard. Why are two problems happening all of a sudden? Who can tell me what happened? Night Sorrow was a little confused because the situation was too serious. Yun Li went to the Thunder Rumbling clan with me as a guest and got together with Yun Zheng's grandson. When the two of them went out to travel, they met the Medicine Valley's training team. When the Medicine Valley's leader saw Yun Li, he was lustful and had a conflict. Yun Li and Lei Zhongyun were beaten up. Lei Zhongyun is Yun Zheng's grandson, Yun Huang said. Night Sorrow waved his arm and directly shattered the table in the mansion's living room. He was really angry. If it was another force, I would bring you guys to kill them right now. But I can't do it for the Medicine Valley. I really can't. Night Sorrow bowed to Yun Huang and Lei Bao apologetically. He felt very guilty. Captain, we hope that you won't stop them. We also hope that you can say hello to the Taixian Peak. This matter has nothing to do with the Taixian Peak, Lei Bao said. Ninth senior sister. You go and do this. Tell the senior brothers to give me face and not get involved in this matter.
Also, tell them that I'm on the brothers' side. Night Sorrow directly expressed his attitude.
Thank you, Captain. Yun Huang and Lei Bao bowed to Night Sorrow. Go. If too many people interfere, I will step in and take care of it. Night Sorrow waved his hand. He felt very uncomfortable. Yang Lei left with Lei Bao and Yun Huang. She was on the same side as Night Sorrow. At this moment, Danding City was in a stalemate. The leader of the Yun dynasty was Yun Tianlong and the leader of the Thunder Rumbling sect was Lei Zheng. Lei Zheng's body floated in the air. He closed his eyes and thought about something. He was waiting for news from Lei Bao and Yun Huang because he respected Night Sorrow. He wanted to know what Night Sorrow wanted to do. Lei Didi, we will think of a way to make up for it. Why don't you guys leave first? Xiang Tianding said. The Medicine Valley was led by Chu Lingxiao, Xiang Tianding, and Lin Jingyi. There was a huge difference in strength. The Medicine Valley was strong, but that was only if the Taixian Peak was included. With the Taixian Peak, the Medicine Valley was the #1 sect in the 9 regions world. Impossible. Lei Zheng opened his eyes. Lightning snakes swam in his eyes. He was extremely angry. He was like Night Sorrow. He had high expectations for his children, but he didn't expect them to have great achievements. He only wanted them to live happily. But now something had happened. Then what do you want? Lin Jingyi looked at Lei Zheng and asked. She often trained in the Celestial Realm and the Chaotic Realm. In 1,000 years, she had also reached the Heavenly Monarch Realm. But compared to Yun Zheng, she was much weaker. One of the killers, Lin Xueqing, is your clansman, right? Is this how you teach your clansmen? How dare you violate the precepts of sex? Lei Zheng roared at Lin Jingyi. We will hand over the killers. Lin Jingyi said. Where are the killers? We asked for the killers for a few days. Do you think our words are nonsense? Yun Zhang was a little angry. In the city in the sky, Aoi told Gong Xian and the others about Night Sorrow's intentions. He wouldn't interfere. At this time, Yun Huang and Lei Bao arrived at Danding City. Many people had gathered in Danding City. Almost all the people from the 9 regions world's commander-in-chief residence were here. Of course, the highest commander, Night Sorrow, wasn't here. After Yun Huang and Lei Bao arrived, they nodded at Lei Zhang and told him about Night Sorrow's intentions through soul telepathy. Since you don't want to hand them over, then we have no choice. We respect the Realm Lord and the Taishan Peak. We won't attack the Medicine Valley. We won't destroy Danding City either. But your Lin family's power will be gone. Attack. Destroy all the properties of the Lin family and the Dai family. Kill anyone who resists. Yun Zhang stared at Lin Jingyi and the others. He then gave the order to attack. He controlled himself. The people who hurt his grandson were the clansmen of the Lin family and the Greenstone Peak Master, Dai Tong Tong. Don't regret this. Lin Jingyi's expression changed. Are you trying to scare me? Lei Zhang snorted. Chapter 2206. How dare you look for the Realm Master after doing such a thing? Lei Zhang waved his hand and sent an energy palm towards Lin Jingyi. He had been unhappy with her for a long time. Lin Jingyi's expression changed drastically. She didn't expect Lei Zhang to attack without warning. Moreover, she couldn't withstand the suppression of his domain. She spat out a mouthful of blood and was suppressed. Dai Tongyan was also controlled by Yun Huang's nether wolf. At this time, Aoi and Gong Xian returned. After thinking about it, Gong Xian felt that it wouldn't be good if he didn't show up as the Valley Master. He had to control the situation. As for who the culprit was and how to deal with it, that was another matter. When they saw Gong Xian, Lei Zhang and Yun Huang nodded at him. They knew that Night Sorrow, Yang Lei, Aoi, and Chu Ning respected Gong Xian a lot. Seeing that Dai Tongyan and the others were about to speak, Gong Xian waved his hand. Emperor Lei, Emperor Yun, I already know what happened. This time, the people of Medicine Valley were in the wrong. We'll deal with it as we should. I just hope that this matter won't escalate too much. Thank you for your understanding, Valley Master. We won't do anything rash. It's just that the Lin and Dai families are too arrogant. They even dare to bully people. The cultivators of the 9 domains world are all virtuous. What have they done? What have their elders done? If the upper beam is not straight, the lower beam will be crooked. They are all responsible, Lei Zhang said to Gong Xian. Look at what you've done. You've disgraced Medicine Valley. Can't you be more careful? Can't you be more righteous? Bully people? What right do you have? Based on the reputation of others? Gong Xian said bitterly as he looked at the people of Medicine Valley. Sorry for making things difficult for you, Valley Master. We only want the culprit and their clan leader to give us an explanation. We won't implicate the innocent, Lei Bao said. Thank you, Emperor Lei Bao. Gong Xian looked at Yun Huang. We naturally have to give face to you, Valley Master. It's just that the Medicine Valley is in a mess now. Yun Huang nodded. Inform the troops to retreat. We will capture them ourselves. Lei Bao said to Lei Zhang. With Gong Xian's return and Lei Bao, Lei Zhang, and Yun Huang's support, the outcome of the matter was set. Everyone in the Medicine Valley is here, so I will say a few words in front of everyone. I am the Valley Master, and I have the responsibility to take care of the members of the Medicine Valley. However, I have no obligation to cover up your misdeeds. If you are unscrupulous, then you have to deal with the consequences yourself. Gong Xian's expression was very ugly. The troops from the Yun dynasty and the Thunder Rumbling School retreated. Lei Bao, Lei Zhang, Yun Huang and Yun Tianlong left. They wanted to personally go and capture those people. The battle between forces would not be carried out, but justice must be demanded. Lin Jingyi and Dai Tongyan were about to leave and visit their families, but they were stopped by Gong Xian because he had to hold a sect meeting. Looking at Aoi and Yang Lei, as well as the other disciples of Taishan Peak, Lin Jingyi and Dai Tongyan didn't say anything. Dai Tongyan didn't need to say anything. He relied on his seniority to become the Peak Master of the Blue Stone Peak. As for Lin Jingyi, the #1 master of the Medicine Valley, it was a title that only the disciples of Taishan Peak who went out to gain experience were considered. Now that she dared to disobey Gong Xian's orders, she would be captured immediately. Chu Ning, Tang Tian, Ma Zhuang, Mo Chen, and Guan Yi of the God-slaying team were all kings. The Medicine Valley's meeting was held in the square in front of the main peak. Yu Yongyu and Hua Yunpeng, who were in seclusion, were both present. Last time, because of the bad atmosphere in the Medicine Valley, it caused the Realm Master to be disappointed in the Medicine Valley. This time, because of our bad behavior, others have come to slap us in the face. Don't we want the face of the Medicine Valley? In the past, I didn't say anything because I hoped that everyone would be self-disciplined. We are all from the same sect, so we should save face for each other. But now I have to say it. First of all, there are 2 personnel appointments and removals. Lin Jingyi is removed from the position of Elder, and Dai Tongyan is removed from the position of Peak Master of the Blue Stone Peak. Second, there are punishments for the bad behavior of the people of the Medicine Valley. In the future, we won't wait for others to come to our door. If we make a mistake, the Medicine Valley will kill them ourselves and slap them in the face. Gong Xian issued 2 orders, both of which had a great impact. Lin Jingyi and Dai Tongyan didn't say anything. They also knew that they had made a fool of themselves this time. If they had been honorable, they wouldn't have remained silent after Aoi and Yang Lei appeared. Night Sorrow didn't say anything. Yang Lei and Aoi's words were also effective. The sect will set up a law enforcement team with the authority to supervise the families and forces under the jurisdiction of the Medicine Valley. Gong Xian gave the 3rd order.
He was now dealing with the matters of the Medicine Valley heavily. In the past, because of Night Sorrow, there were some things that were really difficult for him to deal with. Now, it was an opportunity for him to deal with the atmosphere of the Medicine Valley heavily. Eldest senior brother, if there's anything, go to the city in the sky and call us. Aoi and Yang Lei cupped their hands towards Yu Yongyu, their senior brother, and junior brother before leaving. The disciples of the Medicine Valley bowed and sent the 2 elders off. They knew that if the 2 elders didn't come, today's matter would definitely be blown up. It would really make the Thunder Rumbling sect and the Yun dynasty angry. At this moment, Night Sorrow arrived at the Yun dynasty. Although Night Sorrow didn't know anyone, others knew him. They brought him to see Yun Li, whose dantian was broken and the tendons in her legs were cut. Realm Lord. Seeing Night Sorrow, Yun Li hurriedly sat up from the bed. Child, you've suffered. As an elder, I didn't do well. But don't worry, there won't be any problems with your injuries. You'll recover very soon. You have to trust me. Night Sorrow helped Yun Li sit up and said, the people that Yun Li trusts the most are the Realm Lord and Grandpa Huang. Yun Li smiled. The Grandpa Huang she was talking about was Yun Huang. Seeing Yun Li's smile, Night Sorrow's heart ached a little. The forces under the Medicine Valley being so rampant was also related to him. Come, I'll bring you to the Thunder Rumbling sect and treat your and Lei Zhongyun's injuries together. Night Sorrow bent down and carried Yun Li on his back. Realm Lord, you can't. How can a child be on your back? The Yun family was a little anxious. I'm the Realm Lord, but I'm also a human. Yun Huang and I are brothers. His descendants are my descendants. Night Sorrow carried Yun Li on his back and entered the teleportation array. After arriving at the Thunder Rumbling sect and seeing Lei Zhongyun, Night Sorrow comforted the 2 children and began to refine pills. 4 ordinary cultivators, having their dantian shattered meant that their foundation was destroyed. But for Night Sorrow, it wasn't a big problem. After 2 hours, he finished refining the pills. Then, using the life force of the world's origin, he helped the 2 children repair their dantian and tendons. After Night Sorrow finished treating the 2 children's injuries, Yun Huang, Lei Bao, and Lei Zheng arrived. Thank you, Captain. The 3 of them bowed to Night Sorrow. You don't have to be so polite with me. I'm heartbroken that something like this happened. Naturally, I'll do what I can for the children. Night Sorrow reached out and patted Yun Li and Lei Zhongyun's shoulders. /M. The matter is settled. The main culprit and the leaders of the 2 families have been killed. It's been a few days. As the leaders of the families, they're too much. Lei Bao said. It's good that it's settled. Perhaps after experiencing some things, the Medicine Valley can return to its original path. Night Sorrow sighed. Chapter 2207. I won't see her. Deal with the aftermath yourself. She should understand that she took the wrong path. Under her protection, her family also took the wrong path. There's only so much affection between people. It can't be squandered. I've always wanted the best for her, but she really doesn't cherish it, said Night Sorrow. At this time, Lin Jingyi had indeed arrived in front of the heaven-sealing Great Hall. She shouted at the heaven-sealing Great Hall, but Night Sorrow ignored her. He didn't want to hide from Lin Jingyi. He just felt that there were some things that Lin Jingyi had to figure out herself. It was useless to say anything. As for how Medicine Valley punished Lin Jingyi, he didn't care. Looking at the heaven-sealing Great Hall, Lin Jingyi sighed. She knew that Night Sorrow was there. Even if he wasn't, Night Sorrow would know that she wanted to see him because he was connected to the world's origin. If he didn't appear now, it meant that he didn't want to see her. Lin Jingyi returned to Crepe Myrtle. Her position as an elder had been stripped, but she was still a disciple of Crepe Myrtle. In Crepe Myrtle's Great Hall, Lin Jingyi saw Yi Xiling and Tang Qianqian. Jingyi, what's wrong with you? Yi Xiling's eyes were full of disappointment. After last time, I made a request to my family, but they didn't take it to heart. As a result, today's incident happened. I also know that I have to bear the responsibility, said Lin Jingyi. It's good that you understand. Don't regret it only after your reputation is ruined. That would be meaningless. Don't disappoint me again. Yi Xiling sighed and left. She felt very embarrassed today. Lin Jingyi smiled bitterly. She knew that her reputation was ruined. Gong Xian didn't expel her from Medicine Valley because of the relationship between Night Sorrow and her. He left her a fig leaf. More. Seeing that Lei Zhongyun and Yun Li's conditions were stable and that there was no problem for them to recover, Night Sorrow left and returned to the commander's residence. The commander's manor was no longer in the Grand Clarity region. It was in Nine Regions City. Night Sorrow hadn't visited the commander's manor for a long time. Now that he was here, Xialon Jun, who was in charge of handling matters in the commander's manor, notified the others. Everyone knows about what happened in the Eastern Xian domain. This also shows that the strengthening of humanity and morality is not enough. Well, it can't be said that it's not enough. It's inevitable that cultivators will be of different levels, but this kind of thing has to be dealt with. Lord Lin Ke, arrange for Tianjin Tower to monitor the situation in this area. Those who bully men and rape women will be killed without any misgivings or consideration of their background. Night Sorrow said as he looked at Tianjin Tower. Lord Lin Daoyuan. Lin Daoyuan and Xialon Jun nodded. Tianjin Tower had been strict with itself all these years. The development of the members under their command was on the path of elites. The results were great, and they had won Night Sorrow's trust. Also, the commander's manor support for some emerging forces will continue. This is because the Nine Regions world will accommodate more cultivators in the future, and the competition will be fierce. Night Sorrow looked at the members of the commander's manor and said. After everything was done, Night Sorrow returned to Sky City. Yang Lei and Aoi were back, and so were Yang Yu and Gong Xian. Master, elder senior brother is here. Don't blame me for what happened today. I really don't have the face to interfere, Night Sorrow said. 13. Everyone knows what kind of person you are. They only have themselves to blame. No one will blame you. Don't think too much about it, Yang Yu said. Gong Xian also tried to persuade Night Sorrow. He knew that Night Sorrow was in the most difficult position in this matter. On one side was a brother who had gone through life and death with him, and on the other side was the sect where he came from. Neither was easy to deal with. After learning about Gong Xian's arrangement, Night Sorrow nodded. He knew that Gong Xian, who had not been very involved in the affairs of the Medicine Valley, was now going to deal with it heavily. Lin Jingyi was the strongest cultivator in the Medicine Valley, except for the Taishan Peak. Even if he had to deal with her, it showed his attitude. I've always wanted to develop the Taishan Peak well, but in fact, there are some things that can't be avoided. The Medicine Valley's reputation is the Taishan Peak's reputation. No one will feel comfortable if the Medicine Valley's reputation is lost. Since this is the case, we have to deal with it ruthlessly, Gong Xian said. Let's use both the carrot and the stick. Night Sorrow, if you have nothing to do, you should go back and take a look at the Medicine Valley. It's best if the Medicine Valley doesn't go downhill, Yang Yu said to Night Sorrow after thinking for a while. Knight Sorrow nodded. In his heart, he also didn't want the Medicine Valley to go downhill. I heard from Ninth Junior Sister that Lin Jingyi went to the Heaven-Sealing Great Hall to look for you. Did she complain? Gong Xian asked with a smile. I don't know. I didn't see her. There's no need to. The truth is there. I don't want to hear what she has to say. It's meaningless. Knight Sorrow shook his head. We left. The Peak Masters and Elders of the Medicine Valley are still in a meeting. They have already changed their minds. This incident also caught everyone off guard. They can also see that other than Taishan Peak, the other peaks of the Medicine Valley together can't withstand the attack of an Emperor-level force, Yu Yongyu said. At this time, in the Great Hall of the Medicine Valley, other than Dai Tongnian, the other Peak Masters and Elders were indeed in a meeting. Junior Sister Yi, today's facts have made us see clearly. Without Night Sorrow's support and without Taishan Peak's support, the Medicine Valley doesn't have any strength. If any Emperor-level force came to crush us, we wouldn't be able to withstand it. It's better for us to be down to earth in our development. At the very least, we have to stand on our moral ground, Yan Beiji said. The North Pole Peak had a rank 9 Emperor-level cultivator. Qin Zhen was one of them. However, he couldn't step in when the Medicine Valley had a conflict with Lei Bao, Lei Zhang, and Yun Huang. Moreover, Lei Bao and the other two only declared war on the forces that made a big mistake. They didn't attack the Medicine Valley. In the past, Lei Bao, Lei Zhang, Nan Liue, and the others made their forces endure for the sake of friendship. Qin Zhen naturally couldn't ignore friendship. That's right. Bullying has happened. Who can stand out and support the Medicine Valley? No one can. It's good enough that the other forces didn't gang up on us. We have to correct our position and think. Today's incident was really embarrassing. We're ashamed to be on their side. Duan Lei also expressed his opinion. I apologize for today's incident. It's my fault. Yi Xiling stood up and said. Junior Sister Yi, please sit down first. We've known each other for more than 1,000 years. We know what kind of person you are. However, you've been a disciple of Crepe Myrtle. What happened during this period of time? If we don't change, the Medicine Valley might collapse. Who would be willing to be on the same side as the Black Sheep? Taishan Peak despises us now, Yan Beibei said with a bitter smile. It's not that we despise you. If we despise you, I wouldn't have come as an elder of Taishan Peak. In your words, we've done something wrong. Who can be so shameless as to cover up the shame? Tai Tsong, an elder of Taishan Peak and the junior brother of Yu Yongyu, said. It's imperative to clean up the forces under each peak. We have to go back to the way it was before. We have to return to the path of the Medicine Valley. The Medicine Valley is our Medicine Valley. It's where all of our glory lies, Xueqi said. You're tuning in to the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.